Okay, we're going to try to get you onto the social media. I think we should be on now, on live on social media. Just want to apologize to our social media fanatics and followers. Let's hope that if everything is okay, just tell us, give us that indication that everything is okay for you. I'm sorry, we just want to apologize for that. So yes, you said that your yard was a very massive yard, and it's good to know, or good to note, that your yard was that massive, and that quite a lot of the children in there played with themselves, played together. What was the popular game at that time, in those days?
Well, it was definitely marble hole, I would say. Flying kite. As I said, the catapult.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of the things. Making catapult themselves with pieces of sticks of wood, with rubber band, and going and hit birds.
Mm-hmm.
And then baking the birds, frying the birds. And what other games we played a lot of?
Skip. What about skip? Because you had a few girls.
Skipping rope, hopscotch. Yes, skipping rope, hopscotch. That's our thing. We played a little bit of mommy and daddy as well.
You played in that little yard. You played mommy and daddy.
We had space, you know. We had space. It wasn't like we were tight for space at all.
Mommy and daddy. But you all were brave children in that little Lakou there, man. Huh? To tell me that you all were playing mommy and daddy. So it means that you all had to take the entire area of Ma Louis to where you lived to play mommy and daddy.
No. We had space in our Lakou. The Lakou still remains, you know. Maybe when you get a minute, you can pass there. It still remains. So you'll be able to see the proportion in sizes. But we had good space. We really did have good space. And even when all the boys would be there and all the girls, and everybody would be there, it would be a lot of children, but still a lot of space.
Wow.
Because remember, every house had a big step. Every house had a step. 4 or 5 steps.
So what as you said that, what kind of beef you would have heard from the ladies in the yard? Because you cannot have a yard and not have beef.
But the thing is that with the beef bit, because obviously the ladies that were ponging the beef was much older than me, so I didn't really sit with the beef part of it. But it would be more about all the boys and all the girls, but I think I stayed within my age range.
So you're not afraid then?
Not really, no. We grew up very much. I mean, back in the day, obviously, you couldn't really be a fuya anyway. You had to really be in your P's and Q's. You had to stay with your age range. You couldn't put your mouth in big people's business. That was what we grew up on. Like, so even if there was a beef happening, you couldn't be, so nosy into it because it wasn't your age group. It wasn't for you to know.
So
really.
when your mother was vexed with somebody in the yard, you too had to be vexed with the lady, right?
Yes.
You had to be vexed with the lady too? So you're telling me if your mother and unless my Suzette have a problem, you're telling me that
I was talking to them, that's why I wasn't buying ice cream.
Boy, Suzette, you know. Suzette and Paula will hear you. So that's why I wasn't buying the lady ice cream. Grace.
Yes.
So that's why I wasn't buying Suzette ice cream. So your mother never once said to you, Sapa Zafel?
No.
That's big people business.
No.
So when
if you're talking to my mother, I'm not talking to you. Back then, not now. Obviously, I make my own decisions for myself. But back then, no, I'm not talking to you.
So when your mother was talking beef with her neighbor, you never watch your mother in the eyes?
You could not do that. You couldn't in her eyes. No. They will tell you straight up, go inside. Go inside, I'm not talking to you. Go inside, that's not for you. Could in her eyes? No chance.
No chance about that. So for instance, you're living in the Kuwe. If by any chance you would have gone on the step on the other side by Mami on Bath Road to have all your conversation, your mother never come and tell you, Grace thinking about the woman foot you.
No, you couldn't. My mom was so strict, right? We couldn't even do that, right? You just know. There was just some things you just could not do. You couldn't think about. You couldn't do. No.
Mm-hmm. You just couldn't do certain things.
No. Unless you wanted to get some blues, if a belt or if a shoe or whatever else, but no. So I kept myself on the P's. Just how you see me now, that's how I kept myself on my P's and Q's, okay?
So let me ask you the next question now. You get a lot of blues?
No, I had 2 beatings in my life, 2 or 3 beatings in my life.
One by your
One
mother.
when I was in mixed infant school, I got a beating. I think maybe once in Rosa Girls School and maybe once, maybe secondary school. About 3. I was quite a good child, if I have to say so myself.
You know what I'm going to ask you. Why did you get
Tell
the
me.
last beating in secondary school?
Oh, boys now? The boys.
How you know I was going to get that answer, Brain?
Well, you know.
Which of the high schools you went? Grammar school?
No, I went to West High School.
Okay.
But I always put in my mind I went to convent. In my head, I'm a convent girl.
But easy. You went way on the other side to school, the neighboring school that is closer to you. You did not go there. In your mind, you go to convent high school.
Yes.
Why?
In my head, I'm a convent girl to this day. I don't care.
So let's go back to the beat. Let's go back to the beating a bit. When your mother gave you that beating, what did you say to yourself?
I don't remember really, but I mean, I think there's something to do with some boy I was talking to or something.
No,
and
no.
maybe she didn't want me to talk to the boy that I was always talking to him. Something on that sort, I
Something
think it
I
was.
suspect in high school.
High
To get that
school,
blows,
yeah.
you would have liked that boy. Your mother was tired
Yeah,
of
like
singing.
him, but he was a boy on a bicycle.
You see,
He said, not that you bring him for me. Not that you bring
you mean your mother tell you that? You're not bringing a boy with a bicycle for her?
That you bring him for me? That you bring him for me? A boy on a bicycle. Even in England, I think the guy's in England. I saw him somewhere in Stratford.
You mean
Wow.
you mean your mom would have said to you when she gave you that volley?
Yeah, man.
She asked you the question,
So come in about more
how come in about where?
You know, mothers had that habit, you know. They want to determine who you love.
And what about your father? What your father said when you got that volley?
Well, I think at that time my father had passed away already. So my mom had to kind of be the mom and dad in that moment. Obviously, secondary school is when my dad passed away. So my mom was like, nope, that's what you bring it for me. Get a little volley one time.
And you banned Mr. one time.
I still talking to him, hello, hi, but no stand up to talk, you know?
Just talk to him, hello, hi.
Mothers would
Hello,
veil.
hi.
They would veil him,
He used to
Cecil.
come away from me by the school, you see, and he's like a bicycle.
Oh, that was a serious thing. Man coming right to Wesley High School for you. So when the guy was leaving,
And when I walking home, he riding his bicycle.
taking his good time. And you just saying, boy, that's my high school boyfriend. Me. They can say
It's a
what they,
boyfriend, yeah.
and when you see your mother, you duck.
No, the thing is that because they had so much community spirit, if you were seen talking to a boy, somebody will tell your mom, oh, I see Gracie there talking to John Brown. Oh, I saw Gracie there. Before you even reach home, somebody would have already called your mom. That's the community spirit we had before. So you couldn't take any chances.
So you mean that's how your mother get to know you're talking to the boy?
Somebody told her.
So hold on, somebody told your mother you're talking to a boy. She don't wait to ask you question whether it is true or false, or whether it's your first time or the last time. And if you go,
Well, she would have.
I think it was not the first time. I think somebody maybe tell her 1, 2 times, and I think maybe she saw him as well. Something like that.
I suspect
But, yeah.
I suspect those mothers in those days what they used to do, right?
Go and look out.
They would go and peep. They would, okay, Wesley High School, you have to come out from Wesley High School, walk Turkey Lane, from Turkey Lane, walk Independent. Well, at those days it was called Queen Mary Street. From Queen Mary Street, get into Bathroad, into my yard.
But the thing is that it was so school finished at 1 o'clock.
Yes.
I had to be home by 1:15.
Right.
So obviously I couldn't even get home 1:18, 1:19 because like where were you? Do you know what I mean? So you had to just be bobbing speed. But I think somebody maybe told us.
No, I suspect for you to do the 18 and the 19 and the 20 past 1, you would have to pass on to Virgin Lane into Bathroad, and
Yeah.
a long walk to Bathroad. So naturally
Yeah.
you're going to reach home late. And
So
she's
then I
go-
never did that. I just went straight up SMA, bounced on my Patricia, and into my house every time. That was my route.
Boy, your mother very you.
Yeah, she got to know. She followed.
Okay, so we talk enough about the yard. Let's talk a little bit about going to church. In those little Lakou, the Christian spirit was always alive. You must go to church on a
Correct.
Sunday. You have to take your best clothes your mother buy for you and go to church on a Sunday. How was it for you?
So we actually grew up in church on Saturday. So I went to Church of God, similar to Adventist, but slight variations. It was Saturday. Without fail, you had to be in church. And your church clothes was prepared from Friday afternoon. So you had to iron your clothes and everything. Your best, Sunday best, but Saturday best. You had nice church shoes, your stockings, as they say, yeah.
Which
it
of
was
Which of the Church of God you went to? 7 days?
Church of God, 7th day,
You wanna-
19 Winston Lane.
Winston
Goodwill.
Lane.
Oh,
yes.
by Pastor Winston,
By
man.
Pastor Joseph.
Oh,
That's-
yeah.
by
Near
Jo-
Pastor Joseph's church, but not Pastor Joseph's church. On that same lane, they had maybe 4 or 5 churches.
No, I'm talking-
Baptist and Deliverance Baptist.
I'm talking
and all
about
that.
Job
Joe's
Joseph's father.
Job father.
David Joseph.
Pastor
By an
Joseph.
L.
Oh, you're talking about, I think they are the Yahwehs. They are Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yeah,
no.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
he-
no. They were.
So no, it wasn't Yahwehs. It was
No,
similar.
they were.
The religion is very similar.
They were
They
Seventh
used to
Church
go
of
there
God.
before, actually.
Right.
Back in the day, they used to go there, yeah, until they
right.
broke away and then they went to another one. Yeah,
Oh,
you're
his,
right.
His name was Pastor Foster.
So
Yes.
Pastor Foster.
so you had to
But
have.
that was back in the day, so I think that was a breaking away or something like that.
So which meant that in those days you had to have your Sabbath hat,
Yes.
your long dress passing your knee.
Under your knee, under your knee.
All right. So how did you feel about that? Having to put your hat every Sabbath.
You know what? You didn't know differently, so that's what you had to do, right? Growing up, I was very much a yes girl anyway. I never really gave any trouble in that way. So it was just part of the church culture and doctrine. It's something you had to do. You had to cover your head. We were very much simplistic in our mannerisms. So we had natural hair, no makeup. Like how I look now is like I'm a heathen, right? How I look now. Okay?
Not me that say that. You are hidden.
Be honest, right?
All right.
So you needed to have your natural hair, no relaxer, no braids, nothing, no makeup. This is not allowed. So you had to have your at least sleeves, maybe not long sleeve particularly, but sleeves, chest covered, skirt under your knee for you to be modestly dressed. No nail polish.
No earring.
Very simple.
No ear-
talk
no
about earring
chain.
and jewelry and things. No allowed. No. And then we just lead a very simplistic life, more about the heart and, the spirit and who you are, not really the outward appearance, not putting
So your mommy-
emphasis on the outward, worldly appearance.
So your mommy had to bring you to church, or you just go by yourself?
Well, obviously we all went together. We just knew on Saturday we all went together, even the boys as well. We all went to church together.
So in that
It was
church,
just one of those things.
you'd probably have the galleons. I know.
The Galleons, yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. You know a lot,
You had Mavis Galleon, you had Silma Galleon.
Oh, wow, yes.
I
yes,
know the
Silver,
Galleons.
Yes.
Yes, I know the Galleons were there. Don't trust me, Cecil.
But I know the Galleons went there.
Yeah, the Galleons went
I
there.
remember that
The
for sure.
Jobs and them were
Yes.
there.
The preacher, what was his name? We used to call him preacher. He used to work on the port. He's now dead. I did Joseph's.
Yeah.
They live in Newtown.
Yeah.
Oh, Mr. Macam.
Macam.
Yes.
Macam had a
Brother
big,
Macam, yes.
Brother Macam had a big family with
Right.
his bicycle.
With his bicycle.
With
and
his
there was
bicycle.
the other, the crazy man who built the house in Newtown was there.
Which one?
He built a house somewhere down in Newtown, close to the fisheries there, the opposite side.
So what did the church itself did for you as a girl growing up?
You know what? My whole foundation and my whole upbringing was really rooted in the church, and I'm very grateful that I grew up in the church. For me now, I think I'm still very much in my heart. I'm still very much a Christian, but based on the upbringing, it just taught us love. It taught us kindness. It taught us, again, togetherness was a big thing for me. About the scripture, I think the scripture governs everything you do, and that's really what it taught us. Because obviously we had lots of young people and we really learned the Bible, we understood the Bible and what it stands for. So that really shaped and molded my whole being today. So I really say church is really one of those foundations that the young people go to church. If that's one message you take from this, go to church.
I know, for instance, when you see they had this Saturday thing, it was like as though the music, man, with tambourines, man, the guitars, man, it's Holy Ghost fire up there, Yeah, I remember. People would come.
So are you a church going person?
Well,
Cecil?
I used to go there. I had a little girlfriend there by the name of Mavis.
Where, in Church of God?
Yeah, so
Really?
and I give lessons to the Galleons, Silma and her sister. So I used to go there now and then on Saturday.
I am like you. My heart is Christian. I'm an Adventist.
But are your actions Christian though?
I said my heart.
Are your actions Christian?
I said I'm doing like you. I said that my heart is Christian.
You're not doing like me. Now my actions are Christian as well.
But you have the makeup, you have the earring, you have the chain, you have the
Not the outward appearance.
Oh,
it's not the outward appearance. It's what comes from inside.
So as I said, the hat.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I'm using your words. So
That
the
was-
hat. So I came from the Adventist church, Seventh
Okay,
Adventist.
okay.
You know, so you and I have just about the same kind of upbringing. So that's fine. We know each other well. All right, so that's fine first.
Very nice.
No. While at church, you heard quite a lot of unequal yoke.
Yes.
Did that ever brought you guilt?
Well, yes, because that was a big thing. Like you had to, if you were going for a boyfriend or partner or whoever to become a husband, because the end goal is always to get married and not live in sin, you had to be equally yoked, meaning that the person had to have the same belief system as you, understand the same thing as you, be baptized just like you, and everything else was classed as unequally yoked.
Wow.
So that would definitely bring guilt because that's just not a done thing. Yeah, this is not something that you do.
And then to tell yourself, as a young Christian, a guy who is not baptized in my church, a guy who does not believe in my doctrine, and I like to see this guy. You know how much weight that is on you. As a girl growing up, did you get all of that weight? And decided I'm going to break
Well,
up?
not really, because the guys, to be fair, if I can say this on the show, the guys always sort of listen to me. So they'll always come to church. Any guy that liked me came to church and they decided to come to church. They will go and buy shirts for church. God bless you. The guys back then is always their joggings and their jeans and their t-shirt. And they'll go and buy their little pin-up shit to come to church. But still, because they're not yoked in terms of they're not baptized, it's like,
You're watching the other way.
I brought about 2-3 guys to church, and they wanted to get baptized, but yeah,
Not strong enough.
not strong enough.
Very interesting.
I can imagine, I can really imagine you. I mean, no. So did the church give you a good base for today's world, for taking charge of yourself, for looking about your business and to do it in an honest way? We'll come later on into this because we're looking at your entire Lakou life. Now, you said that you went to the Roseau Mixed Infant School. I spoke to quite a number of people before, and I don't think any ladies that I've interviewed ever said that they went to the Roseau Mixed Infant School. What was the life like in Roseau Mixed Infant School?
It was amazing. Obviously, the school was right in the gardens where we now have the health center.
Okay.
So we had this yellow and white check shirt and this brown kimono. And it was infant school because it was from grade 1 to 3. And I can really remember my teachers there. They were amazing, all of them. They were so very helpful. At that time, obviously, I've got really vivid memories. Very helpful, very kind teachers that were in mixed infant school. And it was a mixed school, so boys and girls. That was a really good foundation. After I came from a model school, that was the green kimono social center.
Okay.
Then we went there to mixed infant school. It was amazing. Really good foundation.
Do you remember any of your teachers there?
Yes, I had a Miss. She was an Adventist herself. What was her name?
Miss Celestine? Celestine?
Miss Celestine. Yes, she was the top. To this day, the top. Miss Celestine. Yes.
Joyce Celestine.
Yes.
Wow.
And her husband was the photographer.
Yes.
Oh, yes, she's from Fonkole.
Yes,
You live in
that's
Fonkole?
correct.
Yeah.
Okay, I know her.
Brother Celestine.
Brother Celestine.
No. What in her that you liked?
She was just ever so kind and ever so polite. I remember her complimenting me all the time at school, just telling me how beautiful I am and telling me how clever I am. And I remember that very vividly, always. And if I had any little problem, any little thing, if any children, she would always comfort me. Okay, it's okay, don't worry about it. And she was consistent all through.
Miss Liebert taught you?
Miss Liebert was the principal.
What do you think about
Yeah,
her?
she too was very good. I think she lived in Kingsville, didn't she?
No, Miss Liebert,
What
I
is she?
remember she lived on Pifso Street.
She lives close to the bridge.
To the bridge, yeah.
Up to this day.
Yeah.
Was her husband a police officer?
No,
No, I think, was he custom?
I think it was custom.
I think it was somebody
Costa.
else.
Mr. Liebert. No, she was principal.
But I think she only covered classes. So, like, if a teacher is absent or something,
she was
I think she
principal.
would cover.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's
principal.
Yeah, well, she was a principal.
I can imagine, that fun that you
That
had.
tall woman, yeah.
I can imagine the fun that you had at the Roseau Mixed Infant School as a girl.
Yes.
And your home not far away from it.
No, literally just in the gardens. I used to go to school on my own. At 3 or 4 years old, 5 years old.
So you walk through the gardens gate, from one
Yes.
gardens gate to another gardens gate.
Yeah, but we only walked in the garden, so we never walked on the road by Coca-Cola factory that way.
Right.
Just walk through the gardens, and obviously, because everybody's going to school together, everybody's going home together, so it was kind of safe anyway. Nobody never thought about being unsafe or being kidnapped or anything. That was not a thing in the Caribbean at all, at least in Dominica. That wasn't a thing. So we just all went to school together, came back together. It was absolutely fine.
I can imagine
I started going to.
I can imagine you running up and down in the gardens.
I did.
Yeah, I can imagine that. Look, a girl coming from from Bath Road, you had to be that troublesome girl.
I wasn't troublesome, Funny enough, ask my mom, I was not troublesome.
Okay.
I was always very pristine,
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I was.
Okay. No. You left the Roseau Mixed Infant School and you would have gone to the next school?
Roseau Girls School.
Roseau Girls School?
It was the girls' school. I never really liked that school, not you, but anyway, that's where I went.
No,
I wanted to
no.
go to St. Martin's School or Convent Prep. Or Convent.
So can you imagine your mother skip St. Martin's School, skip Convent Prep and went way down to the other end of Bath Road?
But I couldn't go to that school because you had to be Catholic back then. You forget you had to be Catholic, take your first communion to go to schools there. So I couldn't.
So that's why I'm coming too.
Yeah.
So you had to pay a penalty for not going to the Catholic Church. So you had to go to Roseau Girls School.
Yes, that was the next one up.
That's the norm.
And going to Roseau Girls School would have been fun. Teachers there.
It was fun, yeah.
Teachers there.
The teachers were good though. The teachers were quite good actually, to be fair. But you just had, the only thing in Roseau Girls School was good, and again, good foundation. They really taught us well. The curriculum was amazing then. I don't know where it is now, but it was amazing then. But the only thing is you got so much of a mixed bag in that school. And it's do you know what I mean? There could have been a lot of distractions because you had some children that were a little bit more advanced, some that were a little bit
slower,
needed more help, and those that required more support financially and everything else. So you could really see a mixed bag in Roseau Girls School. I think Roseau Girls School was
doesn't matter, everything in one basket.
Yeah.
So which means you would see a lot of fighting in the school.
Oh gosh, a lot. They were always fighting.
Girls.
Fighting at Mepwe. Those young children always taking at Mepwe.
Girls?
Oh gosh, yeah.
You mean girls giving the boys Mepwe or the girls giving girls Mepwe?
Girls giving the girls Mepwe. Boys giving the girls Mepwe. Because remember, boys school was another thing itself on its own. But anyway, boys school was right there, separated by a barbed wire.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh yes, at the time, yes, boys' school was on the other side.
Other side, yeah.
Yes,
When it's break time, you could see everybody. Boys see girls, girls see boys. But we were separated, and there was always a teacher monitoring, on that fence.
So which means you went to school there after Hurricane David.
Well, I was born in the late 80s, so obviously I'm pretty much a 90s baby. So I don't know anything about the hurricane. Okay. I've only heard stories.
So because I remembered vividly that the Roseau Boys School at one time used to be at the other side of the Roseau Girls School.
Right.
And you see boys would give girls Mepwe? When they say sick?
It all depends.
When they say sick? When they say sick at you?
No, the boys would more or less at that time would more be looking at the young girls.
But I'm saying when the boys say psst and the girls don't respond.
And the girls don't answer, then obviously they're going to tell you where you come from, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Who says,
and you being a beautiful girl, they will always trouble you, man.
Yeah, so they used to say I play Gigi from time.
And what the girls themselves used to tell at school?
Nothing. I can't really remember. I don't think they really picked on me or anything like that. It was more the boys if they tried to talk to me, and I'll be like, leave me alone, and then they obviously gonna be like, "Well, come out there."
I like how she said. I like how you said that.
Lakou, yeah, true.
That's a real Lakou term.
Yeah.
Girl, come out there. When I tell a girl come out there, it's like telling you, "Sakwe kopa
Yeah.
Yes,
that's what they're telling you, in a nice way.
Yeah.
Girl, come out there.
In a nice way.
Yeah. No. At the Roseau Girls School, you would have had to sit your common entrance at that time.
Yeah.
There were a number of girls sitting in the common entrance. You remember the teacher who taught you all at that period for your exams for common entrance? You remember the teacher?
Not vividly, no.
Sir Winston, Mr. Maglaw.
No, can't remember.
Can't remember. But
No.
but you all would have played quite a lot of skip in that
Yeah.
dusty yard.
Yeah.
If with your white tennis shoe, your white shoe. What you had, white or black? I know the girls used to wear
Black
white.
shoe we wore.
black
No
shoe.
black shoe, no.
Yeah, I know.
Black shoes, white shirt, green kimono, green socks, and black shoes.
Okay, so I can imagine in that dusty yard playing skip. When you
Yeah.
get home, Mama Okadiu, your mother saying to you, what kind of clothes you have on you? How many times she said that to you?
A few times, of course. When you come, I'm very dusty, like you were working in some kind of building site or something.
No. That yard was very dusty. Eh?
So skip was a popular thing.
Skip and hopscotch.
And you all still had that veranda. The Rosa Girls School had its veranda.
Yes, we did. Front and back, I think.
I remember the front, back. I can't remember.
We have a veranda at the back. Yeah.
There's a veranda at the back in your time.
When you went there, did you still have the little, let's say, for instance, gateway to the Windsor Park? Could you still pass through the school?
Yes.
To the Windsor?
Yes.
Okay.
No, I
Yeah, we
know.
could.
I know that's a funny question to ask because girls in my time did not normally would have done it. Would you have done two back? You know what's two back?
I've never done two back. I couldn't think about two back because my mother would break my back.
But some girls
I
in
could
your
not have
time.
done that.
But some girls in your times did two back.
Oh, loads of girls did two back. Loads of them.
Wow.
And you never even tried to do a two back on a Friday afternoon.
I never thought about it.
But your
My
mom,
attendance was 100% in school all through my 7 years in Rosa Girls School. In all schools, 100%. Never
Wow.
missed school, ever.
wow. Oh yeah, because in those days when you miss school, it is shown on your report card,
Oh, yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
and your mother would ask you. But I send you to school every day. How comes on Wednesday afternoon you were not there?
You know,
And you have to give an explanation.
they were-
Exactly. What you gonna say now?
In those days, you would not get in your period. So you can say, "Mommy, I had my period there," because
No.
you'll be lying. And there you get in a volley. So you got a volley. You
On
said
the spot. On the spot.
on the spot. You said that you got a volley in primary school. Why?
What was it volley for? I think it was for something about recess. I think it was something about recess happened. And the teacher called my mom and it's like, when I went home, I just knew what time it was. Yeah. Something about recess. I can't remember if I eat somebody's recess
What?
or something.
And,
I think I
and
can
you tell
remember
me, and you tell me you're a good child. You don't want to tell us that you ate somebody
There's something
recess.
to the recess. I can't remember the exact
Wait,
particulars.
it was in your
but
recess.
yeah.
It was in your recess. You did something in somebody's recess. You dong the recess. You take the recess. You eat the recess. It's one of the three.
No, but Cecil, it was not unusual, you know, for you to buake or take somebody recess.
I know it was not unusual.
Yeah.
Girls,
And I wasn't hungry, you know. It was just, I think the person had some nice thing they got from
maybe.
America, some nice snacks or something.
Snacks, man.
Something like that.
Like a nice sandwich there, you know, you want to take that.
and not only that, maybe
Yeah.
she had her recess bread and yellow butter.
You could probably
And you
have
could
a-
see the butter on the what you call that? On the help me on the
on the bread itself.
on the brown paper bag.
Yeah, man.
So you could see the yellow oily.
So many recess disappeared.
Funny.
Yeah, I mean, she was not unusual. People
So-
look forward to eating some good recess from other partners.
So what kind of recess you bring to school?
But exactly what you're saying there, bread and butter and lime squash and bread and butter and Kool-Aid juice. Is what it is.
Those were the days.
And she said that proudly. You
Oh, bread and peanut butter as well. Bread and peanut butter as well.
the peanut butter is once a month.
Yeah, man,
No, we still
Cecil,
get
man.
peanut butter. We still get peanut butter. Bread and peanut butter, bread and butter.
You had a sister in America.
No, never. Nobody in overseas.
So which means your mother's buying a lot of other things, some other places, and to get the peanut butter free then.
Peanut
But
butter
she
was
did buy Astapan. Astapan used to have a big bottle of peanut butter, the creamy one.
With
Used to
the
get
with
for
the
a
hat
good price.
Yeah.
with the cards shape.
Yes,
glasses?
exactly. And you said it was a nice big jar.
Yes. Okay. All right. I get that. No. I want to also find out from you what kind of food, and I'm asking all of these questions because of I know your background in terms of what you now do. What kind of meal that you were given at morning, noon, and night?
Okay. So in the morning was bread and butter, or bread and cheese, all depends, but bread and something and hot chocolate. So Chocolisto or maybe Milo sometimes or Ovaltine sometimes, but hot chocolate and bread in the morning. Okay. Sometimes we would have cereal, maybe like end of month, we'll have like a little cornflakes, but that wasn't regular.
No dry bread?
Not really. There's always butter in the fridge at least. If you want to take that hot dry bread straight from the bakery,
Yeah, hot bread, yeah.
then that was a you business. But we always had at least butter. At least we had butter. Then lunchtime, it was quite balanced-ish. I would say we had to make a pilau, or we'd have probably rice and stew chicken, or maybe a little provision and stew chicken, or a little fish if a little balau passed. Back then you used to get $5 for $1. So there's always balau in the fridge. Mostly rice, pilau, chicken, fish. I think dashing and those things that was more for the weekend. Ground provision,
Yeah,
people don't really have time to cook provision in the week. Maybe a little macaroni.
And nighttime?
Nighttime was,
Bush tea?
again, bread. Bush tea, original bush tea. Either your peppermint or your rosemary or your something of some sort. Bush tea and bread. Or bush tea and crackers. Cricks.
So you never had milk and crackers then?
Milk and crackers. I didn't really like it. I didn't like how soggy the biscuit used to get.
So that also means that you did not eat bread and milk.
Bread and milk? No, but I eat milk and sugar.
You eat milk and sugar? No.
Yeah.
So you used to back your mother milk girl?
I used to boil the milk and sugar. I'm not going to lie to tell you.
But all of us do that. All of us did that. We boiled
milk and sugar.
Yeah. And we
put that in a plastic and you burst the plastic and you eat it as you go along.
Yeah, you put a little hole in the end.
Yeah.
And you eat in your little cream. Those days was cream. With some with some brown sugar in that. And sometimes we cut a little coconut in it. I don't know if you used to do that too.
I did once or twice. Yeah, the boy showed me how to do that.
Now let me ask you, what about oats and cornmeal? But not what you call it cereal. Now we know cereal.
Oh, yes.
When we was growing up, we didn't know cereal. We used to call it oats and cornmeal. You had that?
Yes. Thanks for the reminder. Definitely the cornmeal in the evening. Cornmeal was the bigger one. Oats was more or less for the morning. And cornmeal, definitely. We always had cornmeal in the cupboard. So cornmeal, yes, definitely.
So you made pap?
Yeah, but cornmeal was cheaper, isn't it, than any of the others?
So what about Kako tea?
Kako tea was in the morning, mostly on a Saturday or Sunday. Mostly Sunday for Kako tea.
No, as you talk about weekend now, what a Sunday lunch was like?
Oh, Sunday was the big chef's kiss. Sunday was the king meal, right? So Sunday, let me tell you, Sunday lunch, if you're talking about lunch, you had baked macaroni and cheese, you had fit pie, you had red peas, you had rice, you had baked chicken, you had, what else we had? Plantain, sweet plantain, a little piece of dashing, a little piece of fig.
Some yam.
And then you still had your coleslaw in one plate.
Boy, Grace, you not easy. And I can hear I can see a lot of people doing that. Watch that. You know why? Every one of us in the Caribbean, not just you, in the Caribbean, when we talk about Sunday meal, the exact meal you said or you gave is that's what our parents gave us. Everybody's eating the same food on a Sunday. If you pass at somebody's house now, you see it. If you go there, you see it. Why? But why do you need so much food in a plate? And only because during the week you only eating a little cut fish and rice. Exactly. Exactly. Bakanek was the in thing. I don't know in your time. Bakanek was for pilau, isn't it?
Yeah, pilau.
Well, for me, you had stew bakanek too.
But Cecil, even during the week, you had your balau.
Yes.
Or your kai.
Yeah, or your kai during the week.
Or your kuliu.
So on Sunday, you have to have a big meal.
Special.
So,
But then so much on Sunday. Like now, I would never in my life think of eating all of that.
But
But,
that-
back then,
but that would have been-
was like for them. That was a good food. That was a nice.
but
food.
that would have been at 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yes.
Because when on a Sunday, when you woke up on a Sunday, what happened first?
So first thing when you wake up on the Sunday, you say your prayers. You have to go and eat your breakfast and then go and do your chores. Scrub all the pots with steel wool and Brillo.
And then breakfast. What does breakfast like?
The breakfast was mastiff, so fresh mastiff, hot mastiff from the bakery, straight from the bakery.
Bakery
You have
of Steve.
sausages.
Steve.
Steve Bakery, or if Steve I'm gonna bread, we'll go down by Lee's Bakery, or we'll maybe go down by Suki, one of the ones there, but mostly sometimes Steve. So you have sausage, hot dog, eggs, sometimes baked beans, and what else? Yeah, that was the breakfast.
And squash.
Or corned beef, sometimes corned beef.
Did you ever make omelette? Did you ever make?
Omelette, yes, the eggs, yeah.
Okay.
And what about squash or your big kako tea?
No kako tea. Mostly kako tea on Sunday.
Sunday.
Squash is more fast drink in the week.
No, if you did well during the week, what your parents would give you on a Sunday? If you did very good on a Sunday, our parents used to give us something if we did very well. If we obeyed, if we did our chores, if we did well at school, on a Sunday they used to give us something.
Maybe, if I can remember, maybe take us down to get ice cream by Pee Wee.
That is one, that's correct. Two, buy a juicy for us. Or Coke. But most time Popeye would pass and we get our ice cream from Popeye. That is
ice cream from Popeye.
That's
yes.
our reward on a Sunday.
Popeye, yes, you're right.
And Matthew, the parents had a way of doing it. If they want to give everybody, the one that did very well for the week, you will know, because your quality, your quantity is bigger than those who did not do well. So you can know that. Your parents had a way of doing, not that they like you more, because next Sunday you might see somebody getting more ice cream than you. That means you didn't do well.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Better than you.
Yeah. So our Sundays were a fantastic one. Now,
what's very interesting for me, Cecil, if I can just interject here. Obviously, you're much older than I am.
Plenty, yes.
But it seems like we've lived the same life, although I'm kind of late 80s, 90s baby.
Yes.
But it seems like we've lived the same life. How is that possible?
And I'm the late 60s baby.
Oh, wow.
But we live the same life.
The traditions are the
That's
same.
amazing.
Yes. No. When you get bad boudin, what your mother would give you? You say, "Mommy, my stomach hurting me."
Bush tea.
Yes. Your mother never said to you, or your mother never said to you while growing up, "Do not eat banana after 6 o'clock."
Yes.
And then if your stomach hurts at 8 o'clock in the night, she'll try to get the right banana to pass on your navel. Never did that? That one never happened to you?
No, pass on your neighbor. Neighbor, you have to say.
Oh, yes, neighbor. That is the Lakou word. Neighbor. Yeah. Neighbor. No. Or your mother never, because you're right there in gardens, get some bush, especially the young guava leaf, and burn bread and give it to you to drink, because you have a bad
The
Buddha.
burn bread, yes.
And
Burn. They always say burn good to it.
So you have a bad Buddha to give that to you? Give that to you to drink?
Yeah.
You got that?
Yeah.
So that was important. What about the cemetery, when you have the cemetery flower, the pink cemetery flower? They give that to you?
I don't know about that, no.
You know that pink cemetery flower?
Cemetery flower?
You know that cemetery flower? That pink one?
Yeah. But there was always that thing, you must never take anything from cemetery. So how you drinking leaf from cemetery?
No,
the flower.
When we grew up, there was a pink. If you when you come down, Nika, just go in the cemetery, you must see it.
And you drinking the flower?
That was the best. That's the best.
Flower.
When you boil that, that's the best.
You're learning
that's the best thing to drink. Sweet and hot.
Let me ask you a question.
Sure.
Growing up as a young girl, did you ever see a horseshoe in your mother's house?
No. But funny enough, I'm doing this nostalgic things, and somebody told me about a horseshoe above their door.
Yes.
And I was like, what is that about?
You never saw that? Neither
No.
sticks.
So you never see a stick with a cross like this?
You never meet cross inside her?
You never see a little net inside of your mother, above your mother lay shell? a net with a cross on it to throw away the sukuya?
No.
So when you're growing up, you never heard of sukuya?
Oh, maybe she
I heard about sukuya, but you know what? I think like all of these things are superstitions, but I think, do you not think it's people believing towards evil?
I don't know about evil.
Yeah, but these things are
I do not know about evil. That was part of us.
That was part of the culture.
That's
But you
part of
didn't
the
meet
culture.
it. You didn't meet it.
So you didn't meet it. So what about kerosene? You know, kerosene. That's how we used to say kerosene.
Kerosene.
Oh, we used to say kerosene. We used to say kerosene. What we used to say? Kerosene.
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 That's the way we were saying it, growing up. Kerosene. Anyway, we're not saying kerosene. We're using a different way to express it. And they never pass kerosene on your navel when you get a bad
No,
stomach.
pal.
They never get you to drink. You never drink kerosene?
I heard people used to drink it, but no. You remember that man 30 that used to put kerosene in his eyes?
Yes. I remember Freddie like yesterday.
Yeah, he used to put kerosene in his eyes all the time.
Okay.
And he never
So
get
weird.
blind. He never get blind.
No.
Your mother ever bathe you with bush? Give you a
With bush, yes. But with
Glory
not
Cedar?
with- what do you call it?
Glory Cedar?
Glory Cedar, that's the one. Glory Cedar.
And give you to drink it? You drank the Glory Cedar water?
After I bathe in it?
Yes.
No.
So she never gave you to drink a little Glory Cedar? While bathing you and give you, tell
you maybe can't remember.
To be funny enough, she gave it to my son though, because he had eczema.
So which mean you got it too?
So she gave it to him. Well, maybe
She
maybe
gave
I
it
just
to you
can't
so you can
but
remember that.
She washed him in it and then she gave me a liquor to drink, and then his
Yes.
eczema gone.
That's the point. So it's to
Yeah.
make sure your skin stay clean
yeah,
and
maybe
nice.
some-
They wash you with it and give you
I
a little
tried
to drink.
everything. I tried everything in England for him. All the creams the doctor gave, nothing worked. And when he came down, she put him in that little basin in the hot sun in Glory Cedar. She washed it. She get him to drink, and then to this day, no eczema.
So let me also ask you another question before we go into our main part. When you pass the common entrance, your mother never brought you to any male river? But you said you're writing a book on superstitions. How come you have not heard of this one?
In a river.
In a
I
male
don't think
river?
So, no.
Your mother never bring in a river
To take a dip, maybe maybe.
Oh.
To take a dip,
with a blue soap in her hand?
maybe
And with
But that's maybe under power.
no on the point of the male river, nah?
You went to Live
Maybe.
Canaway? You went up there?
You know Live Canaway?
Live Canaway, yes.
You ever
You
bathed
been
there?
there?
I'm even Live Canaway already. Yes.
You bathed there? Your mother? Who went with you?
My mother.
You see, the tradition continued without they even informing you. And your mother bathed you down with a blue soap.
Maybe you can't remember.
So I'm supposed to baby.
You're not. My sister, when you pass the common entrance, your mother bring you Live Canaway.
And
And she
bathe you.
bathe you down in a blue soap, make you take how many ducks. She tell you, planche. I'm
What,
sure.
what does that mean? What does that do when you're bathing the Live Canaway?
Well, you learning now.
Well,
Cecil.
you're learning.
Teach me. What does it mean?
You're learning. And she used to take the water and dap it on your head like that, tap. She never do that for you.
We call that tapping.
But that's how they used to give you a bath anyway, so I never thought anything of it. But tell me, what's the meaning of it?
So you went to Live Canaway. So your mother brought you Live Canaway.
Yes, but what was the meaning of it? No, tell me.
You see, she was a Christian though. So even if you were a Christian in those days, you would still believe in those superstition things.
Yeah.
So she brought you to the river so that during the school term, no mal can take you. Or if you had any bless, or if anybody touched you over the vacation,
And
it cut
quiver
you
you.
away and try to quiver. It take that, it removing all of that. So you see,
What?
so you see, you did that innocently.
Without knowing.
Huh? So your mother bring you Live Canaway. You see, so I trapped you.
But she didn't know, Cecil.
And maybe too, if I ask you, maybe when you went up to second form, she brought a codfish tail with her. I will never remember that one.
Maybe no, that one, no. Definitely no.
No, she didn't bring you codfish tail.
No.
Okay, all right. But
No,
you,
no.
all
Definitely no.
Right. Okay. No, what about what you call these things that used to buy J's, and you remember the J's and so on?
You have J's up the house?
Yeah.
Yeah, put J's in front of the house?
Yes, but J's was more for, I think that was
For what?
to clean your house, no?
To clean your house? Okay.
To clean outside.
Okay, to clean outside.
The J's out
But
there.
it had a smell, not true?
You change the smell in bad way?
Okay, so why you think your mother put J's in front of her house and take the baldi cocoa and not go up and down? She was doing prrrp, and come back.
Like the bass broom. The bass
Yes,
broom.
yes. Why you think she would do that? Go by Jollies and go by Greens and buy the send you and buy it. Not she are going for it. You are going and buy it.
Just to
You
make
remember
sure
you go and buy it?
Just to make sure your house.
You remember you going and buy it? Because
Well,
if she went and buy it, they'll say, okay, most from Saga
no, she go in Christian church and she buy.
and she buying J's. So they sending you
But
young.
Jane is a cleaning agent. I don't understand.
That's what
Jane
they.
is a cleaning agent.
Cecil D. Cecil take a D. Is a
But
cleaning
it's always to
agent.
cleanse up the place, man, from spirits.
To run the spirits away.
That's what they believe.
All the VA spirits.
But you learning now.
So-
when you write your book, you'll
so-
get to
and-
know.
So people
Mark, you-
couldn't use J's otherwise just to clean and not have no meaning.
Hold on.
to
When
it?
when the jizz was poured on the ground where you live, the neighbor used to make noise.
Yes, all your J's thing.
You see?
There is the trouble there, like demands then.
Oh, you get in the picture now. So you see right in your book now. So you have a good thing to write about.
You write. Do you,
Things that you didn't be aware, you were not even aware of that was actually happening.
Do
So
you-
your neighbor they making noise, you and then, but a little jizz my mother friend the yard, you making noise.
Yeah.
now you know.
But now you're saying that they're bringing back memories because there's a neighbor that was always making noise for J's before true.
So she was Sokuya then.
I don't know, mind me.
So you're learning.
So
I am.
okay, what about there's another thing that they used to buy for you when school reopen. That is, first of all, they used to give you your bath when school reopen.
Yes, for sure.
So where you used to have that bath in your bathroom or by the river?
Sometimes by the river.
Why you think they're doing by the river sometimes?
You didn't just say you can't take a little river bath. I didn't think anything of it. I don't know.
By taking out all your kwas, your summer kwas, with stones. Not stones your mother was bathing you with, and a hard wash rug. After she passed the stone on you, she passed in the wash rug on you. You remember?
The wash rag, the hard wash rag, yes.
Yes. And Paul, young girl, you checking boy. What sakit for my mom like that? What happened to my mother and the boy? What happened to my mother?
Cleansing you for school, man.
Washing me in the open like that.
I mean, you have to get a little basket on you, you know?
You have a little bath to you. You're born in the 80s, so that you're lucky. But in the days before, there's girls used to be naked by the road and boys too, and some stones passing over back like that, real hard. And you cannot even move your back. You have to stay there and take your pain. And then they take in the wash rug and they clean you for the summer. So you're taking out all the summer class, and you're good to go. No, there was another thing that they used to give you. For worms.
Yes, you had to take your deworm after you eat all that mango season.
You have to take your deworm.
And what you took, Sene?
And what you should take, Sene?
No, there's a little tablet, 2 little small tablets used to buy by Jollies.
And tell me what it used to do you.
Pass out worms?
Apparently they say you used to pass out. I never saw the worms, but she said you used to pass out worms. I don't know.
Okay. Well, maybe you see your worms.
You know the Senec now comes in tablet form, eh? They have them in tablets.
You know what this we never had
But back then
tablets.
I don't think it was Senate. It was kind of sweet, almost. It was too small, very little small tablets used to buy.
Well, you know what time it was a leaf. It was a leaf that we had to draw. Boil the water and put it in it and then drink it. And we still have to block our nose. Tama B, Tama C.
Yeah.
Bitter, that was bitter.
Well, so the 2 pills now, I know they give them antipatro, to pass out the worms as well. So things have changed.
So you had Ferrol, you drank Ferrol?
Ferrol, Codol.
Oh, yes, you have to have your feral compound, yeah.
You drank Bovril?
Bovril, of course, 7 C's.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so you really...
You were being dewormed.
Yeah, so you really got the dewormer in you. So right now, you're fresh to go. All now, so, as we speak.
That's it.
You don't even have to take it again.
That's it.
You take too many of that. I know you don't even thinking about deworming yourself anymore.
No.
No. Let's take a little stroll between the 2 cemeteries.
Where you lived?
Close to where you lived. How were you all able to do that, to pass through the 2 cemeteries in those days? No light.
Yeah, I know. It was just, we didn't think anything of it. However, if I had to go to 7-Eleven, I always had to get somebody to come with me because it was so dark. And plus, we had a lodge house right there, which is still there right now.
Kill your bad tongue.
Yeah, the lodge house.
Why are you afraid of the lodge house?
2 cemeteries in between you, plus a big lodge house. All you're seeing is 2 free cars, and upstairs, all you're hearing is pow, pow. I wasn't gonna pass there on my own in the night. So whenever we going down 7-Eleven, or if you're going down Newtown for bread or whatever it was, somebody had to come with you. Either your brother, or one of the boys, your neighbor, somebody had to come with you. But in the daytime, it was absolutely fine because you just get on with your business and you don't think anything of it. But in the nighttime, it was a little bit more like,
Scary.
What was the scary? What's the moment that you had that really scare you? What moment ever between these two cemeteries?
I mean, I never really had a scare, but I think if they would talk about, people seeing things, when they walk past on the road, or they feel like they see a hand coming to them, obviously that's gonna be in your psyche. I don't know if it was true or not. They were just trying to scare you. But sometimes the boys will say, they will see a shadow following them.
No, between that eye, shadows used to follow us, It was our own shadow. It was longer than us. It was us, really, And we running, and more we run, we see the shadow following us.
Yeah, that's what the boys were saying. So I always used to be a little bit. And plus, that was a crossroad as well. So I never really trust that road as well.
Yeah.
That was a crossroad right there, going into gardens.
And they should say to you in those days growing up, when you meet a crossroad, that's where the lugar would dance in.
Yes, that's what they said. But Rose also happened to crossroads. If you have to think about it.
In those days.
That one there, the one down by River Street, another one. I find left 20 crossroads.
So you never hear Lugao pass Bath Road?
Yes. I never hear it myself, but I've heard people say of it. But for me, I've never had any encounter with that.
You never had, and you should, by that time, when you heard of these things, you get in by 7 o'clock.
Very early.
But to be fair, as I said to you, I used to sleep with Miss Mabel Caesar. I used to sleep at the house because, again, she always thought somebody was coming and volley her money in her shop. So I used to stay there with her every evening. So I had to go inside at 6 o'clock. And even when I wasn't sleeping with her, I had to just be inside my house by 7:30.
No, I need to know a little bit of the life of you in gardens. See how I am going through with you to get to your CEO.
Yes.
How did you what your life was like in gardens?
I mean, obviously gardens was my backyard. So there was a big pond at some point. Then we had a Cicero parrot. Then we just literally jump over the wall to go and play there. It was just our backyard for playing. That's what it was mostly. If you want to go and pick the carambola, which was mostly sour, so it wasn't really.
Pick or volley, which one?
Well, I don't know volley. I think they say you couldn't pick it because it was national, whatever it was. But we used to pick it or volley it, whichever one.
So Mr. Coffee and them run behind you. They run at you.
No, they never ran after me.
Well, in a time.
They say you can pick it, but don't pick too many. You could pick it, but not too many. Like not a big bag. You can have one or two to eat.
What about Google? You ever ate Google in gardens?
I ate Google, yes.
And grapes?
Grapes, not very often.
You ever go in the pond and volley them people fish?
No.
You couldn't do that?
No.
But all these little girls in Bath Road, I know they did that. Quite a lot of girls.
They
sold the fish to do what with it?
No. They jumped the fence. There was a fence.
Oh, you're talking about
by 45 steps.
Oh, the pond.
Yeah.
They had the Tada Pierce there.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you never find yourself in that area.
By the 45 going up.
You went up 45 steps.
I remember Bear Van. I think somebody had killed Bear Van there, so I was always a bit scared of them.
Yes, that's correct. That's where. So you ever went up 45 steps then?
I have many times.
And
it was always a little bit dingy and dark and ghost-like. I don't know. Something about it is a little bit eerie for me.
Oh, okay.
You climb it to go to the cross.
To the cross, yes.
Okay.
Now let's go a little bit into Wesley High School. So you had no other choice after passing common entrance but to attend the Wesley High School. So while you're going to Wesley High School, in the back of your head, I go in convent.
100%. Still I did like today. I went to convent. I don't care. Nobody tell me.
But you go in convent. So going to Wesley High School, what was the life like?
I mean, Wesley High School, I made very good friendships in Wesley High School, that's for sure. I made very good friendships. And the teachers were mostly good. Some of them had attitude for no reason, but mostly good. So I'm going to talk about the positive. Friendship groups were great. What else? We had a very good principal, Miss Irish. I think she's passed away now. May her soul rest in peace. She was very good as well. Very much about discipline. The school was very much about discipline. very much about modesty. So you had to have your skirt under your knee. You had to be very well groomed. The curriculum was good, fit for purpose. Back then, we had to do things. We could do things like typing. We could do things like home economics. I think they kind of looked at it from different angles, not just the academia side. It was also the skills-based side, and I think that's what we need in the curriculum right now. So that was quite good. But I just always saw myself as a convent girl.
Brain, I try to wonder why she always thought that she was a convent girl.
Well, I mean, at the time when, convent was an elite school, still is, top school. I mean, you always want to be there, either at the academy for boys or the grammar school. But I know for girls, most of them look forward to going to the convent. So I would not blame her, because that's where she really wanted to go. But, for religious reasons,
And academic reasons probably as well. I think maybe you had to get scholarships back then to go there. Yeah. Although I had some friends who got passes and they still went. But it was more for, as you said, Bernie, it was more for religious reasons. You had to be
a Catholic.
You had to have First Communion, Catholic, you had to be there. And there was no way my mother was going to
So you never
me
made First Communion, you never confirmed, no?
No, but I was in Girl Guide and I did take communion a lot of times.
Don't let the bishop hear you say nothing.
I took communion enough times. And can I tell you a story? So one day, I was in Girl Guide, and obviously, Girl Guide, you have to go to church. So I went to the Catholic church, and then the priest gave me a piece of communion, right? So me trying to, I took a piece of it, and I broke a piece. I said, I'm going to take it to my mom to taste. It was my first time. I was excited. Did I hear the bishop call me back? When I said that to my mom said, you cannot do that.
You cannot do that.
You shouldn't go to communion. Second of all, you cannot, because apparently people do juju with it.
Yes, you say juju.
I never knew that.
You don't know British juju. What I don't know.
Obia.
I know it's juju. I know it's juju. Right.
You're taking the priest communion.
You're taking the priest. When you look at the priest, they'll shake his gong on you. You taking the priest. You brave enough. Take the man lusty in his hands, take it, go on the side, break it in two, take half, put in your mouth, and take the other half. And but I can imagine everybody in church wants you.
Why? Maybe they're offering a sukuya.
It could have been.
I was only young. I was maybe like 16 years. I didn't know anything.
Boy, you're lucky. Because to break that in two, Bishop himself came after you, can imagine.
Yeah,
because
but he was very polite though. I think it was Father Franklin. Was it Franklin? I can't remember his name now. Anyway, he said, "Are you Catholic?" I said, "No." He said, "You shouldn't." He said, "Where is the thing you broke?" I said, "It's in my bag." He said, I think he realized I was innocent. It wasn't any malice. So yeah.
A friend of yours said hi. That's Henrietta Jonke. I think you'd know.
Hella is my auntie, actually. Hella.
She's your auntie?
Auntie Henrietta.
Oh.
Yeah, she is.
She said that you look so different now.
Really?
That's just so amazing to see how Gracie has just flourished.
Wow. That's really kind. Thank you.
Yeah, that's what your aunt just said.
Thank you.
And do you know Sandra Alexander too?
Sandra Alexander, no.
It seems that Sandra and yourself would have lived around the same area. Yeah. No. Here it is. You are through with high school. You would have gone into either to Dupini College, or you would have gone out to work. What was your next decision?
So when I finished high school, the Clifton Dupini had just phased out, and that's when they introduced the Dominica State College. So we were sort of the first batch of students to enter the state college. So I did go into state college for 2 years.
Wow, congratulations for being one of the first. And it's good to hear that. So that means that you would have gone to the state college about 2002, thereabout.
Mm-hmm. Back then they didn't have any uniform, so we went with almost like American system. We went with our casual clothes. We could wear whatever we wanted until they decided, did they want uniform, did they want t-shirt, did they want black skirt. We could just wear anything. Come as you like.
Where were you? Were you at the back of the grammar school, or you were down to the state college?
No, my one was up Stock Farm.
Stock Farm.
Straight away. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So now You are at the state college, preparing for the world of tomorrow. What was going through your mind? Pretty girl, slim body, boys like to see you. You under pressure by your mother and church. What was going on with you?
We laugh, Well, I mean, obviously, it was a new environment because coming from secondary school, it was a lot more structured. Going into college, where you have to kind of manage your own timetable, look at when you've got the next lesson, look at the room for the next lesson. It was a new sort of life, and it's just kind of, you could see you were moving away from childhood into adulthood just by going into college, where it was a lot less structured. So there was that. Again, I made really good friendships. The courses I chose at the time was quite good for the time I was. My thing was that I wasn't really good at maths at all. So I really struggled with maths in both secondary school and college. But apart from that, everything else was pretty much fine. The tutors, they were really good. I want to shout out Mr. Pemberton. He was really good, this teacher. I think he's still teaching there, hopefully. But yeah, I think it was a really good experience.
18 months, 2 years?
2 years.
With that kind of experience, it would have prepared you for the world of tomorrow.
Let me ask you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, go ahead.
What courses did you do? Did you business and what did you do?
No, so I did psychology and sociology because I really wanted to work in mental health. Because again, I was starting to notice a pattern because my brothers struggle with poor mental health. So I kind of, in my head, I was like, okay, if I can understand their mental health and understand, maybe I can help others as well. So I did psychology, sociology, again, trying to understand the world and the environment and the impact and everything, that sort of thing. And then obviously I did some politics, ethics, and the maths, English, whatever else. But my main thing was psychology and sociology in state college.
Okay, so upon your final exam at the state college, you received an associated degree, right? You received an associate. Okay, right. And then you went to the field of work, or you went and study? What did you do next?
I went straight into the field of work because my thing was that I always said I don't want to take a big loan to go and study. I always thought, even back then, I felt like it was a false economy. While it's true, studying is important, but I felt like when you go and study, you just leave yourself with such a big debt. Before you even start working, you've got 30, 40, 50, 70, something like 90,000 debts. So I thought, okay, let me start working, save some money where I can, obviously, even if the money is small, and maybe later on, I can then have some money and maybe take a smaller loan for studies. So I went straight into work after my 2 years of college.
Where did you work?
So my first job, well, if I go back to work, should I start from, well, my first job was, my first job, do you want to do my first job or after college?
No, your first job.
My first job, drum roll, I was cleaning toilets in St. Martin's Secondary School.
Wow.
With my auntie. So my auntie had like 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 jobs. And one day she said to me, can I help her? But at the time I was going to West Day High School. So I used to go and clean the toilets with her, and she said to me she'll give me £40 a week if I come with her. So when I used to clean the toilets with her when I was still going to secondary school.
So $40, not pounds, $40.
$40 a week. So while I was cleaning the toilets, if I would hear children or students, I would stay and lock myself in the toilet until they leave, and then I'll come out and clean. So that was my first ever job, $40 a week. But I saved so much money from that.
Wow. To help you to bring you where you are today.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So let's continue with your jobs.
So when I left Dominica State College, I worked at Hasbro Pharmacy for a doctor. I was getting $250 a month. $250 EC a month. I worked for a doctor. But I was very grateful because 1, it got me out of the house. 2, gave me some work experience. And 3, it got me to dress up and look the part. That's number 3, okay? So then I stayed there for about 18 months to 2 years thereabout, and I went straight into police station. I worked at the Police Welfare Association. So they had this office where they looked after the insurances for the police officers, and they also ran a bar, canteen, kitchen. So I helped my manager at the time to do some accounting there. I stayed there for 5 years, and then I migrated to the United Kingdom.
You got that same $250 a month?
No, it was $1,000.
$1,000. And then...
1,000, 1,005, all depends on additional responsibilities.
Okay.
But it was quite good. It was right in the police. And I was just up the road from home, because at the time...
You not to pay
we
bus...
mostly in the bathroom.
You not to pay for bus bringing you to work and back.
Exactly.
And you didn't have to pay for meals because you're living by your mother, you know.
Exactly that.
You know, so all you had to do was to look the part.
Look the part, and I had my little car, I had my little Toyota Corolla.
Wow.
Okay, I've been that girl for time, for the record. Those of you watching. And my little Toyota Corolla, I would always have my little pencil skirt, my little bag on my arm, my sunglasses in my eyes. So I used to put $30 gas for a month. And I used to pay the light at home, which was about $40. And that was it. I pay my car. So I didn't have much expenses at the end of the month.
Okay.
So the $1,000 made sense for me. Do you know what I mean?
Yes. And then you decided to go to England.
Yeah, I moved over to England.
What caused you to want to move to England?
I got married. In 3 months. So a gentleman came down to Dominica, saw me, and got swept away and got married to me.
What?
I got married.
Oh my God.
To England in 3 months.
You mean,
for the record.
Well, I guess you're a brave girl, man. At 3 mois, we would
5 months, to be fair.
He got swept like as if you were not swept yourself.
Exactly.
For you to say yes, you have to be swept too, you know. Don't think it's yellow that got swept, you know.
No, he never got swept.
No, but you too, you accepted, you know, when he said, can I take you to England?
Well, I don't accept it. I asked my mother first what she think, and then...
Mama, what do we? That lady was so strict in church.
No, she didn't say we. She just said give it a try. So she said sometimes you have to try things. I was like,
give it a try. Marriage is not trying. Marriage is
everything in life is try.
No.
Marriage is a
risk.
try.
No,
marriage is a real thing, me.
Yeah,
Forever, ever,
No,
amen.
marriage is a trial.
Trial.
You tried hoping it works.
Yeah.
You
tried hoping it works, right?
You brave way. Yeah. We Papa, look, she's sipping on that. I take a long sip. So yes. So you try for 3 months. The guy came.
5.
He saw you in the police station. And
yeah.
And he made a little break. He said, "Hi, beauty. Hi, Slimmers. Oh my God, you're sending my mind away.
Whatever
oh
the
my
language
God, I
was.
wish that you could be my wife." And you maybe say, "Are you married?" No, not so. You said, "You married?" I can imagine that's what you say. "You married?" Partner maybe say, "Nah, man."
You know, accent already harsh, right?
Yes.
Over the years, we've had to kind of soften our tone, but our accent is very harsh.
Yes. So I can hear you asking the Englishman, "You married?" I can hear the partner say, "No, I'm not really married."
But Cecil, remember she has to go to her mother to Clay too, you know, because she...
Exactly.
No, but for her to go to her mother to Clay, let's put things in perspective. For her to go to her mom, it means that you have to like the partner first, you know. You shouldn't like the partner, she don't go by your mother at all, you know.
But there wasn't much time to court, right? It's not that, let's go on a date or let me get to know. There was actually 5 months I got married. I get to know you today. In 5 months I was already married. So there wasn't much time to get to know you, courting and all of that. Plus the person not living in Dominica.
No, I suspect the partner in Dominica for 5 months. He bring you by, what you call that place?
No, the partner come on holiday.
On holiday?
Yeah. For 2 weeks.
But that was like I said, that was braveness. I'm brain.
No, but some people get married very quickly.
Why?
And their marriage lasts for years until they die.
Yeah. Many years later, here I am. That's why I run a dating show on Facebook.
So I come into that, you know. That I come into, you know. That I come into, you know. you think why you think asking all those nice questions here? I come into.
Because people say the guy came, see me, a beautiful woman, 5 months.
No, my brother, the partner to send pongs down. I don't think it's so, you know. Partner to send pongs. You have to talk to the mother. You have to say, "Mom, you know, you made a beautiful daughter for me. That's for me you made her, you know. I'm so happy that you brought her forth in this world that I can make her my wife." And, you know, the mother herself gets swept. They put an langlite. Lame week. No, those days is langlite. Not much lame week. Once mother, you had your child going overseas in England.
Well, not really.
No.
Not really.
Am I telling you? Let me tell you, if you ask any elderly at this time now, It's like how your mother tell you she don't want you for the bicycle, man. Just clear. I do not want you for the bicycle, man. As soon as she had the long little man, she don't know the man riding bicycle in long little.
No. She had no of his family, to be fair.
But that doesn't mean that he wasn't driving bicycle in England.
Yeah. No, but I guess
Well, there's that.
I guess
But we had no of his family. The family was good, you know. So you have to look at that
family,
as well.
family connection.
All right, so you see,
You know, in the old Lakou period, all I miss is sort, you know.
yes.
You know, they ask you.
I just saying that as Grace, I'm gonna give you a joke. I remember as a boy, I used to have a girlfriend living in the United States. So I was a guy that had a no care attitude. So I'm by the road playing football with my short pants and no shirt. And as soon as the child's or the girl's uncle passed me, so when he passes me, he calls his sister in America, and the sister called me the night about 8 o'clock. His sister called me the night about 8 o'clock, and she says, you know what? My brother just said to me that you are they use that term. You are a vacabon. You're not good for my child. From that day, my relationship finished with. Just the uncle saying
Wow.
that.
Yeah,
From that day, I had another relationship again.
Yeah, it's very important.
Wow.
You check.
Families have a lot.
Family had a lot of power in
in
making
determining.
determination for children.
Yeah.
So here you are
Oh,
today.
wow.
And that's why I'm happy that I have a person like you now that can speak of how you need to go about dating and to ensure that you get your right partner. So you are the CEO.
You're dating expert now.
So you are a CEO of
Dating?
By Grace. I want to know what that means. By Grace. If it's to Ashley Grace.
So By Grace is a name. I can see myself stuck. Can you see me?
Yes, I'm seeing you. I'm seeing you. You're stuck, but
stuck.
it
Okay, that's
will.
odd because I can
yeah.
just see myself frozen.
Yes, I'm seeing that too.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
You see me frozen or you see me moving?
No, frozen.
You're
It
frozen.
it will set up itself in a while.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
As long as you can hear me.
Yes.
So By Grace. So this is a name I put aside many, many years ago. And I said, if I ever have a business of any sort, I'm going to name it By Grace. It's a doppelganger because one, it's by, which is B-U-I. By Grace. My name is Gracie anyway. So By Grace, by me. And also by the grace of God. Again, from the experiences and upbringing, you always just tap everything back into thanking God for everything that He's done for you. So I always said, if I have a business, it's going to be called By Grace. So it's called By Grace Hair and Body. And what I do, I create hair and skincare products for men and women because I realized there was a gap in the market. A lot of the products out there are not catered to, particularly women of color, women with our hair type, women who look like us. And a lot of the things that we're using, we're saying that our hair cannot grow and our hair is, stuck at a certain length. And that's just not true. It's only because we're not using the right products in our hair. And even for our skin type as well, a lot of the products out there, again, is not catered to our skin type, our skin tone, our skin texture. So I thought, I did a lot of research, a lot of trial and error, and I've really formulated loads of products catering to both men and women for all skin types, but particularly for women of color or men of color who really struggle, particularly with hair growth. And I'm very much, I've had enough of women saying that their hair cannot grow because I felt my hair couldn't grow. I tried everything and it just was stuck, stand still. And since I started taking care of my hair and using my own products in my hair, which is what I use anyway, my hair's grown tremendously. So that's what I do. I also
So hold on, Grace.
Yeah.
Are you saying to me that what I'm looking at, it is not by my own hair?
This is the hair I buy.
Yes.
Okay. Because I went to the beach today and my hair was a bit messy. I didn't have time to do it nicely to come on here. But I should have come on here so people could see my actual afro. But this is hair I buy, sure enough. But if you look at my videos on Facebook, you will see that I'm always rocking my natural hair. I'm happy and proud to rock my natural hair. That's one thing about me. A lot of girls who rock, protective hairstyles, I call it, they don't feel as confident to rock their natural hair. And it's just, again, changing the narrative, changing the landscape of things that you can rock your protective hairstyles, but also be confident in rocking your natural hair as well. This is what God gave you, right? At the end of the day, this is just beautification or whatever it is, but your natural hair, what makes you stand out. And that's the message I really want to put out there to girls who feel like, you know what, my hair is short, my hair is coarse, my hair is not nice. No, your hair can grow. You need to really appreciate what you have and just look after it. Make some time for it.
As a girl
That's the
going, as a
message.
girl going to church in those days, you ever thought of thinking of helping women to beautify themselves away from the church belief?
Yeah, you see, the wellness and self care has always been my thing ever since. But again, it was a little bit more restricted in the church because they pretty much didn't really believe in anything in terms of any sort of makeup, any sort of skincare. That wasn't a thing back then. You naturally had to just be mostly just the cane row and the big plaits. So there wasn't much you could do apart from, just kinrowing your hair nicely. There were some girls who could do really nice kinrow hairstyles. That was pretty much what it was. And obviously, I didn't have the knowledge at the time to think of all the home remedies that you could use on your face and your skin and your hair. It's only later on when I got a bit older, I explored and I experimented with lots of home remedies for beautification. So at the time, it was not, no, it was very limited.
Okay. No. I also want to know, growing up as a girl, would you have plait your hair or plaited the hair of other girls your age in that period?
I really did, yes. I plaited a lot of girls' hair for them for school. I plaited their, you know, older ladies' children's hair for school. I gave lots of I plaited the boys' hair as well. I used to charge even back then. I was saying the other day, my entrepreneurship came from back in the day. So if the boys had just short hair, I would charge them like $8 or $10. If they had small dreads, it would be $20. It takes more time. So even back then, I used to charge to do hair.
But that's
That's
a
very
good
good.
sense. That's a good way of you starting in the Lakou. The kind,
Exactly.
the kind.
Exactly. And it was right in the Lakou on the big step. Yeah.
Right. So you'd have started plaiting guys here and girls, and maybe you'd have looked at their scalp and maybe see certain things for them. I'm sure.
Yeah, but then all we knew back then was just the grease, the bergamot, that kind of lovely. That's all we knew. So if you see the scalp a little bit dry, you take your little comb, you scrape it, and then you put the grease in it.
Okay. So you did Congo? Did you do any braiding? So Congo, what did you do?
Yeah, braids, kango, small plaits, twists, one plait, two plait, puff, all sorts, whatever we could do at the time. All depends on the length of your hair, the texture of your hair.
And I could imagine that sometimes growing up, you'd hear parents telling their children or their girls' children when they plaited their hair, that you have dandruff. No, you too would have done that and would give some kind of remedy to these young ladies.
Yeah, so at the time, as I said, it was only the hair grease or maybe sulfate. Sulfate was pretty much what everyone used for dandruff. There wasn't much else to use apart from just greasing your hair with maybe Vaseline as well, or the sulfate. That's all we had and that's all we knew. But maybe that's all we could afford as well.
So how did you start the process of getting this remedy towards hair care?
Right, so I started using natural wellness on myself firstly. So just before lockdown, around 2018 thereabouts, I started really going into the natural wellness and just thinking, you know what, how can we use more of what's in our house, more of what's in our cupboard rather than purchasing things. Not like I didn't have the money to purchase, but I thought, you know what, we've got the things right here. We've always advocated for using natural things back home. Why am I here now trying to use every single product that they say you should, the influencers are saying I should buy? And I'm not seeing any difference in my hair. So I started using stuff from my kitchen cupboard, first and foremost.
Like what?
And then over the lockdown, so I use rosemary, peppermint, cloves, onions, fenugreek seeds, all the sort of thing, bay leaves, everything that we had. Again, I did a bit of research before just, putting them together. What works well, what didn't work well. I used things like sorrel, which is the hibiscus flower. All of the sort of things that would really amplify the hair in terms of, looking at our 4A, 4B, 4C, and what would really thicken it, grow it, strengthen it. less hair loss and all that sort of thing. And so I started using this. So just around lockdown time, I created a formula for my hair. I thought, let me just try it in my hair. I've got time. I'm at home. I can rock my naturally. I'm working from home. There's no cameras on or anything. Okay. So I started using it, and I noticed my hair grew, because what I did, I measured it with a ruler, and I noticed my hair grew tremendously. But I thought, okay, I don't want to be partial here or biased, because it's my product and say it works. So what I did, I sent 2 bottles of it to 2 different people with 2 different hair types, and they said to me, this is really good. Can I have another bottle? I said, well, I don't have any more bottles. It was just, a little something I did. And then the dad said to me, no, you need to sell me a bottle. I need a bottle. I was like, okay. I didn't think of selling it. In my head, I was like, okay, I just did something, trial and error. And then from that encouragement, I thought, okay. So one day at work, I just wrote a thing on my WhatsApp saying, buy Grace hair growth oil. Mind you, I've got no product in my hand. Buy Grace hair growth oil, coming soon. Within 4 minutes, I had 6 orders already. People like, yeah, don't forget to book me. Don't forget to put one aside for me. I was like, okay. But mind you, I had no product in my hand. So since then, obviously, I launched the hair growth oil, and I've since expanded. It's been 18 months to 2 years, thereabouts. I've since expanded to around 12, 13 products in the range.
Liquid cream. Well, how did you?
I'm coming to that. So I've got hair growth serums. I've got hair butters. So I've got hair growth serums. I've got moringa hair butter, which is great for the hair. I've got peppermint and rosemary shampoo and conditioner. I've got hair gloss oil, which is made with real honey. Everything is made in my kitchen. I've not outsourced anything. I don't make any companies make it. I make it right in my kitchen, in my big pots and pans, with my big spoons and everything else, and my whisker. And then I've also got for the skin. So for the skin, we've got avocado body butter. We've got turmeric body butter. And I've got one I just made for men with oud. I went to Dubai last year, and I got really big amounts of oud. So I make an oud body butter for men, because I notice a lot of men don't like to moisturize their skin. So I'm like, no, this needs to change. I also do body scrubs as well. So I've got moringa body scrub, beetroot body scrub, lemon. I made one for men in particular because I came to Dominica last year. I'm in Dominica every year. And I noticed men, sorry, I don't mean to really give on men, but I noticed the men's tallow was very white and dry. And I wasn't happy about it, because I'm thinking, like, why are your wives? And why are you not looking after your tallow? So I created one just for the men. So I've got a wide range. It's literally from head to toe products.
Are you planning at some point in time to set up a small industry, since there are business opportunities for innovators?
I really am. And I've started with a small academy. So this summer, I've run an academy where I've had students come in, and I teach them how to make hair and skincare formulations. So I run a 3-day course and a 5-day course, just teaching, not very expensive, but obviously because I'm, quite confident with what I do. So I then teach them how to make hair and skincare products. And on the last day of the course, I do it with them on Zoom. So they're in the kitchen, I tell them what to purchase. They purchase it, and I'm doing it with them. We do it together. I just finished a course last week, and my student told me she finished on Friday. She put it out there, and she's already got 6 orders already just off the course.
You're not scared of that?
Of what?
Of your product being used by someone else, and someone else is actually making the money?
No, not at all, because she's not making the exact product that I've got. So I've got my own specific ingredients, and I've said to her, so part of the course, I said to her, what is it that you want to put in your product? What are you happy with? Obviously, you need to do some research. And then she gave me her own ingredients, nothing to do with mine. So whatever ingredient she said to me, because I've got quite a large stock of stuff, I just use the same ingredients as hers from my house, and we just do it together in that way. But it's not my exact recipe, but you've got a really good point there.
No,
it's not my exact recipe.
In reference to the hair, what do you use? You use cream, you use gel, you use liquid. What is the what way that you use those various products?
So it all depends. If I'm doing the shampoo and conditioner, obviously it's a liquid form. That's different. If I'm doing the moringa hair butter, which is like the hair grease or replacement for your hair grease, that's going to be more of a shea butter type of buttery type of something. So nothing to do with liquid. If we're doing the hair serums, it's all oil based. If we're doing the hair gloss oil, again, all oil based. So all depends on the product. Some are liquid based, some are oil based. I also got a hair mask. Again, it's water based, kind of thick application to your hair to thicken the strands and that sort of thing.
Like we know in many businesses and logos,
Copyright, patent.
you have Nike, and particular people at the very beginning of Nike wore Nike's products. Now, in your case, who are you targeting for your
My
products?
target audience is particularly women who are struggling with growing their hair, women who are struggling to manage their natural hair in particular. Because what my products do, my products help you to manage your hair. It gives you manageability. It also helps you with growth because, again, as I said earlier on, a lot of women feel like their hair is not able to grow for whatever reason. But I've identified the issue. We just don't take time for our hair. We don't have enough time. We feel like we can just put our hair in two hard Kango and put a wig on it and run with it. And then we expect our hair to grow. But it took me as an example to take time with my hair, and I've seen my hair. My hair is now down to shoulder length just because I took some time with it. Wash it every 2 weeks, moisturize, put the products in, that sort of thing. So our hair can grow. It's a big fat lie where they tell us black hair cannot grow. It really can.
No. I also want to find out from you. In the metropole, you find that rules and laws are different. I'm talking about legality. With your product, do you at any time have decided to ensure that your product is protected against people suing you in event that your product does not do well for them or with them?
Well, that's something that I've thought about, and I've got some notes written on how to go about it. I've not gotten to that stage just yet, but that's something that I have thought about. So that's a really good point that you've made. It's something that I really need to look into.
That's a risk. Let's hope that. I mean, what you're doing there is good, but you don't want one client to destroy your whole vision.
Of course,
that's important. Now, with your product, how far have they reached?
So my product has reached as far as, well, my client base is in the majority of my client base is in the United States. I've got quite a large client base in Dominica, and I've got client base in St. Kitts as well, and obviously in the United Kingdom.
So you have been able to do some kind of marketing to allow to get your product onto the shelves of Dominicans, Kittitians, where else in Britain? And
yes.
And how well?
But it's not really on the shelf in Britain. I just do my marketing here.
Oh, you just do your personal
marketing. Large
marketing.
Customer base here, yeah.
Okay, all right. And in Dominica, where do you have it?
So I've got it at Jolly's Pharmacy and Fresh Market.
Oh, it's at Jolly
But
Pharmacy.
I still want to extend. I want to expand a little bit more.
And I'm sure that you would have heard from the general public or the users of your product how well it is doing.
Yeah.
What are they saying to you?
I mean, the comments, as I always say, I let my customers do the talking. All I do is present the product and I let the customers do the talking. And where I have got loads of repeat customers, for me, that's in itself tells a story. If you can purchase a product, it finishes and you purchase 2 more bottles, clearly it's doing something for you. I don't think you're just going to want to support me if you're not seeing any results, clearly not. So for me, all my customers, maybe bar 1 or 2. Again, I do understand. I don't take things to heart. I will understand that every hair type is different.
Different, yeah.
And what one result may vary from the other. So where it might do maybe very well for your hair, probably for brain it might not do as well. So if brain comes to me and say, you know what, sorry, that really didn't do anything for me, I'm not going to take it too hard to think, oh, you know what, you're trying to mess me up. No, because I understand that hair type is different, hair strands are different, and every hair might not respond to the product in the same way. But generally, I would say maybe 98, 99%, if we can do the calculations, of my customers are very happy. And I've got the majority of them are returning customers.
Someone said that very good products. I use them. That person.
Oh, fantastic! Thank you.
I can tell you the person name. The person's name is Marvelyn Francis Nicholas.
Thank you very much, Marvelyn.
Another person said, I purchase products that are not growing my hair. I do not sue them, so I do not see a problem.
Right.
Okay.
Another person said,
that's positive.
Another person, Brenda Albert, said, Grace, I am here in Antigua. Let me promote for you, my girl. I love to support local.
Fantastic.
So
That's great.
that's somebody. I hope that the person knows who you are, or can get in contact with you. The person's name is Brenda Albert, and she said she's in Antigua and she'd like to support you by getting your product on the Antiguan shelf.
Let me ask you a question.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Let me ask you a question now. I know, for
Sure.
instance, the National Development Foundation, one of them, have their exhibition where they have the products, the corner of a street, basically by the bank there. Have you ever thought of putting your products in that exhibition?
Yeah, that's my plan for this year. I kind of applied last year, but I was a little bit too late by the time I put myself forward. So that's my plan, that I want to get it done this year. Is that around the Creole Festival time?
That's right.
Yes, that's right. So I think I want to put myself out this year. Because the thing is that a lot of my products, the Dominica batch, I make it in Dominica, funnily enough. And the UK batch, which I post to the US, I make it here. So whenever I go to Dominica, that's why I have to go to Dominica kind of once a year. I kind of batch load and I just leave it with my mom. So that when my larger customer base orders, it's there already for them.
So Brenda Albert said that I do not know her, but I love listening to her. I will hook up on Facebook. So she tells you that she'll hook you up on Facebook. So you better look out for her.
Thank you.
Right.
Yes, amazing.
And seeing a beautiful woman like you, it's always good to have the pioneer sometimes, when they have this big exhibition where they set up, that you may have your people there, but at the same time you can make an appearance, maybe even if it's for one day, so that people can
Absolutely.
talk to you.
No, that's really a good point and a really good idea.
So you have
Thank
to start planning. We are ready now in August, and that happens sometime in October.
Yes.
You have to start plan.
Your auntie said that I purchased it as well, and it is good.
Thank you.
It lasts long. Long is very, and it said long. It's very thick, so you don't have to use a lot. Just an advice.
Yes.
Yeah. So they said
Thank you.
it's thick, so you don't have to use quite a lot. So Dominicans are ready to work with you on your product.
And maybe what you could do when you're setting up, they usually have little brochures, things. So you set up so somebody can come, even if they didn't buy it the same time or they don't buy it the same time, they can read about it and later on make the contact with you.
Yes.
So you need your brochure.
Yeah, I've got loads of brochures for each of the products, but that's a really good point. Thank you for that.
No, in Dominica there are several other products like yours. Do you have any concern about those local products and yours?
Not at all. And that's the other thing I always say on my page and on my platform. I really think we should be collaborating rather than competing. Now, I am very much aware that there are other agents or suppliers who do pretty much the same thing as I do, maybe slightly different ingredients used. But I always say everyone has got their customers and everyone's got their customer base. So while Susan on the other side might be doing the same thing as me, she will have her customers or he will have his customers. But with me, obviously, I bring a different flair, I bring a different personality, a different sort of ingredients. It will do something different. And also, two things can be true. You can support Susan and you can also support By Grace as well.
Okay, that's
I never think there should be a competition where, I'm trying to cut your market. No, even if I'm doing it and you want to come in and do it, I will help you. And that's the point of me having the academy and teaching people how to do it as well. I think too many times we gatekeep things and too many times we just try to be cagey and only win. I think it should be a collaborative effort across. And if I can help somebody to do the same thing as me, then all well and good. I will still have my customers. You will have your customers, and then we can all eat together.
Now, Brenda Albert also continued by saying that we are having a cultural event here in Antigua. It's called Creole in the Pack. We promote all things Dominica. So the invitation is open for Dominicans to come and display their product. It is in November.
All right. Thank you, Brenda Albert. Probably we'll have a conversation outside of this and see how we can get some products over and what collaboration can happen.
So
I'll look out for you on Facebook, Brenda Albert.
she seems very serious in wanting to work with you. That's important, giving support to her Dominican, that's really, really good.
Yeah, let me ask you, whilst in England, you also run workshops as well? Do you train persons in London, or you haven't started developing that?
Yeah, I have started. I just finished the first, well, actually I did a mini one 3 months ago, but then over the summer I did a big one online. Everything is online remotely because I'm aware people are at different places. So one of my customers were in the US Virgin Islands, another one was in the UK, another one was in the US. So obviously you have to make these things tailored to the different localities of your customer base. So yes, I have done it successfully, and they have already started seeing leads with customers already wanting their products.
Another person asked, are your products labeled and are they being sold in various sizes?
So my products are very much fully labeled with the quantity, the ingredients, the directions for usage. It's got barcodes on it. It's got everything. Contact number, email, everything. Yes, and it has got the different sizes.
Okay. And when you talk about, I know some of the some products come in plastic form instead of plastic. I know some products when they marketing come in bottles, small bottles or whatever. Do you have different packaging, for want of a better word, setups?
Yes, I do. So my hair growth oils, again, I've researched that it's best to have hair growth oils or hair growth serums in dark glass bottles, and that's what I've done. So the hair growth serum, because that's going directly to the scalp, it's best to have it in glass bottle rather than plastic. So that's what I've got it in. I've got the hair butter, which is like the hair grease, because it's going on the hair strands. That's not as potent. So I have it in a plastic jar, which is fine. When it comes to the shampoo conditioners, again, darker bottles, but plastic, because you don't have a shampoo conditioner in a breakable bottle, because you have to put it in your bathroom. So you have to look at the whole thing around it. I've got a face serum, and based on the ingredients I've used, again, I've researched it. I've got a face serum with frankincense, rosehip oil, and castor oil. Again, this is best in a lighter breakable bottle, which is what I've done. So I think is when you're doing the business, you have to look at everything. It's not just, okay, let's make the product and let's put it in anything. You have to look at which bottle would blend best with the product and how would it do better without going off, or how would it not affect somebody's skin type or their skin barrier. And that's what I've done. So yes, some of the products are in breakable bottles, darker bottles, lighter bottles, plastic jars. It just really glass jars as well. The one with the honey, the hair serum with the honey, because it's got honey in it. I've chosen to put it in a glass bottle. So it just really depends on the ingredients being used.
I want to know, how much work have you been doing with a dermatologist?
So I did a course. I did a course on hair and skincare formulation, understanding different hair types, skin types, what products work well for different skin types. I did a lot of that. So I did courses on that, and also I've done my own research. So every evening, rather than scrolling through the internet or rather than watching television, I did take a lot of time to understand, again, different hair types, skin types for myself, and what would work best for others and what products would be best to use. So I did a lot of research and I did a lot of work to get to where I am now.
Someone wants to know
a number of months.
Someone wants to know, is there an expiration date on your products?
So all my products, because they're mainly oil based, it lasts for 3 years shelf life.
Okay. All right. I know, for instance, in certain jurisdiction, you have bureaus of standards, whereby standards are established. I know, for instance, in Dominica itself, there's a bureau of standard where they test, and I know Cecil up at the college there's a building there where they do run tests on those different. Do you test your products? Are they being tested? Do you test them?
All my products have gone through Bureau of Standard and they've been approved. And that's how I managed to get the barcode.
Okay, good. Very good. Because I just thought some persons would like to know, because you know the standards. And especially when you have standards like you have SO 2000, 2020, 2026. So they always do upgrading of the boroughs, the standards that they measure products by. You know?
Mm-hmm. So they've all gone through Bureau of Standard and they've all been approved.
Okay.
Only when it gets approved, you're able to get the barcode ready to go on shelves.
So what is your plan for the next year and a half with your products?
My next plan for a year and a half, I've got half of my products on shelves so far, not the other half. So I would like to see all my 12, 13 products on shelves. That's one plan. My other plan is for me to broaden and have it on shelves across the Caribbean. So I tried to get it into St. Lucia. There were one or two little hiccups, but then again, I need to just touch base with the owner of the shops and the malls. So again, it's for me to have it on a wider scale, because I have a lot of confidence in my products. It's not because I'm just saying that because I created it. It's because it does what it is on the tin. The formulations are consistent, has been consistent from the inset up until now. And it's working. My customers have said it's working. I can see it's working for them, because some of them I asked them to even measure their hair and send it to me, because I don't want them to just say it's working. I want to see the results myself. So I've got a lot of confidence in my products, and I think it will really do well. It's just a matter of putting it out there, and that's why I have to always come on here and talk about it, come on Facebook, do my videos. Sometimes it does take time. It's very tedious because I do work 9 to 5 as well. But also I would like to eventually leave my 9 to 5 and focus fully on my business and just give it all my time and energy and really push it so it can go from strength to strength.
Let me ask you a question.
Sure.
There's some big metropolitan, big companies who normally buy patent. What I mean, you have a beautiful product, they like it, and somebody big in the manufacturing industry would like to just buy the product. Are you preparing for that?
Buy the product or buy the name of the product?
Well, let me say, buy not the name of the product alone. They want to, let's say you have that hair tone. They like it. And some big company in America or in England or wherever may want to just buy from you. You buy the whole formula and so on. Would you sell it?
I mean, that's something I've really thought about that may come up in the future. And I'm very mindful of that, because there's this lady who started her hair growth oils, and obviously it went from strength to strength, and then this big, massive £1 million company took over. And since then, people have been complaining. But mind you, she built that company from scratch. And everybody knew that product to work. And ever since that company took it over, obviously they're mass producing it, so God knows what they're putting in it. And people are saying their hair is dropping, their hair is falling off. But it's not really her fault now, because obviously she sold it on to them. But the name remains. So I'm very mindful of tarnishing reputation, because it's still going to be that by grace is mine. Whether Musk or whether whoever else decides to buy it, it's still going to be that by grace is my product. So you have to still look at reputation damage and everything like that. So to answer your question, I have thought about it, but maybe as I haven't gotten to that stage yet, I cannot say yes or no, but I'm still very much mindful of reputation damage.
Very interesting.
You studied from the kitchen and you have grown up. I would like to find out from you, there are people who would figure out that you have started from the kitchen, and they would like to find out where you are now. Are you still in the circle of the kitchen, or are you doing manufacturing through some mini machines that would give you the kind of products that you require?
No, I'm still very much in the kitchen, but obviously my kitchen has just expanded.
Maybe
I've got a much bigger kitchen now, because I need a bigger kitchen to cater to my demands of the products. So yeah, that's what I would say. I'm not got, as I said, I don't outsource. I don't get any company to make anything for me because I just don't trust it, and I don't think I'm giving people value for money. So I prefer to sit there. Even when I get orders, I will do it in the evening until 12 midnight and do it for that week. But I know what I'm giving my customers, and I know it's something good. So my only upgrade, well, not my only upgrade, but my upgrade in terms of that is a much bigger kitchen, a much bigger space
But let me put
to
it
cater to
let me put it
my
another way.
customers.
Let me try to
Yeah.
challenge you here. I know you're in a kitchen with your pots and your pans and what have you. Are you thinking of automation or are you mechanizing? Would you think of setting up a small lab where you're using machines to assist you instead of you having to stay all night mixing and your hand?
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, just all depends on how busy it gets. With business, it could be very busy one month, and another month can be a bit quieter. So, as I said, I'm doing that as a secondary role. My main role is my 9 to 5. But as part of my plan, is that if it becomes very busy, I'm going to have to think of maybe getting a lab space or an outer space to just really have my machinery. Again, I've got loads of machines in my basket that I want to get. Again, it's just all, in time, everything in time.
Someone just said, I live in Toronto and believe your products would do very well, but being very conservative, I believe it worth testing the market.
What the person mean?
Okay.
The person wants to
That's a
ask
good
if she can bring her product also to
Oh,
Canada.
I see.
Yeah, that's what the person is asking.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Very, very,
that's a really
very
good point. Thank you.
Yeah, and I can imagine that you're very much satisfied what you have done since after COVID.
No, I really am, because the things that I really looked at the time that I had on my hand and I thought, what can I do? And after COVID, because obviously in COVID, nobody knew what was going to happen. We didn't know how long we'd be in lockdown. We didn't know what was going to happen if we were going to go back to work. And I always said, you know what, let me do something. So two things I really got into, I got into fitness, because you could have either eaten a lot, put on a lot of weight, or gotten your body nice and fit, or do something for yourself that could monetize. So I thought, you know what? My thing is wellness. I love wellness. I love, looking good and getting other women to look good. I thought, why not explore and experiment what I could do? And I just did a lot of research and I came out with the oil. So the hair growth oil was my very first baby. And then when Jolly's ordered and then Fresh Market ordered, and they kept on ordering and more people kept on ordering. I thought, okay, I'm bored now. I need to do something else. Hence the reason I've got like 13 products in the range. So out of COVID, I have to say, I would, if I could say so myself, I did do well in that way. I used my time very wisely rather than just scrolling through for hours and hours on social media. COVID bred my hair growth serum.
Yeah,
and
let
all
me
the other
let,
products now.
let me put a question to you quickly. I see callers will soon be calling. Let me ask you. I know, for instance, one of the things about Dominica now, and I was just reading the budget in terms of small business and the development of small business within the Dominican space. Do you intend to discuss or find out how best you can work to find out how you can operate within that space?
I have, yeah, because I'm very much in tune with what's happening in Dominica. It's like I'm here, but I'm living in Dominica, pretty much.
Okay.
So yeah, I have seen that, and I'm going to explore. I don't know what it looks like, what it will look like if it's for people based in Dominica, or if it's that you've got roots in Dominica that you can still access that sort of loan, because that would be amazing. As I said, I do operate from Dominica as well in a way that when I'm on island, I create my stuff in batch because it's got 3-year shelf life. So I created in batch using my products mostly from Dominica. So my rosemary, my peppermint from the island. And then when I'm here, I do it for the wider crowd. So yes, I am going to look at how I can tap into that, if anything, because I haven't taken any small business loans anywhere yet.
Someone is
And
on
obviously I'm looking to expand. So
someone is on the line to you. So let's see what the caller has to say. Good evening to you, caller.
Okay.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening.
Everybody.
You get-
Everyone listening to the Lakou. Very interested. Always provocative. But let me, I've been following this young lady conversation from the very beginning, and I'm really rocking with just the whole presentation. I just thank you, Cecil, for expressing my view regarding the Toronto base. And in the background, I am in brain asking, what do I mean by conservative? The problem is, when you're selling products, there is the requirement for legality and safety. Because I had that experience with a hair salon where a product was used in someone's hair. And then just a few hours later, the lady face swelled like bigger than the moon. And because of the clientele, no sort of legality was pursued. So that's the area of conservativeness. They're very careful and taking people's safety into consideration. So being not legal, or licensed rather, that poses a certain level of scare or fear. So that's the reason why I ask if she comes here, should have to go through the bureaucracy of getting things done. But on the second point, I would love to support that young lady, because within my community, there are few business places sell hair products and skin products, and our community, our people, every time you pass in those areas, with the young generation, men, false hair, wigs, this scalp conditioning, just look at the shelves, and those things don't fit. The demand is much greater than the supply. So that is my view. And especially a Dominican, I would love to see our products being labeled and presented on the shelves and going places. So I'm open to that. I'm there for you. I can support you on that level. I don't want to be any sales rep, but I just want to create the avenues for you, for your success going forward. Thank you. God bless you and wish you well.
Oh, thank you very much. Hopefully we catch up on Facebook and we can discuss further. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Yes, and you see, that's the beauty of the program. You know, Lakou.
Yeah.
It has a very wide reach, and so it's important, you know, that people like you get on board, and to one of the things, as I'm saying now, one of the things that we can do at DBS Radio is to see how you, with that new product that you have, do a small sponsorship of this program, Lakou, where it will reach and you have your product seen on the Facebook, you know, as we're going along, and it would really create that kind of added incentive for you. But maybe it might really roll over your business so badly that you may not have all of the time. You may have to hire people to do some work for you, you know.
You know what? That's amazing, and you know what? I'm just gonna jump on that and say yes. And the reason I'm saying yes is because I'm doing a similar Lakou program on Facebook, and that's taken off so well. Like my viewers have really taken to it. It's just nostalgic moments and things that we say. So it really taps into what you're doing now, what we're doing now tonight. Mm-hmm. So definitely, let's discuss sponsorship and how that works. So please, not anything that's going to boost my budget. Or
no. we at DBS Radio, we tend to always look out and to support our Dominican. Our job is to, because you're in England, and there are other people in China, in Dominicans in China. There are friends of mine in St. Lucia, in Grenada, in Atlanta, in all parts of the world who actually listening to this program, because as a number of people are saying to me, it's a very intriguing program where we have not seen the start of someone's life, but we're seeing their success. We have not seen the struggles, but we are seeing their success.
Well, let me not blow our own trumpet. Mm-hmm. She's actually one of the biggest shows in radio in Dominica. Let me tell you that the following, and I've been hearing a lot of people talk about the Lakou. We bring people from different genres, from the politician to the dreadman to the Rastaman. And when you're on a program like that, you know, the world is at your feet. And when you market your product on a program like that, we just brought you in, and you know, it's something that you know people are all looking at you, and I'm sure persons will ask you a lot of questions, and you'll be getting a lot of persons responding to what you've been saying about your product.
And what is also amazing is that especially when people come from overseas, you know, and they get to know who I am, they immediately approach me and ask, you know, when can I be on your
On the
program?
Lakou.
You know, what an
Amazing.
intriguing program. You know, so for you in England, it's already maybe minutes to 3 in England in the morning, but you are up there, and I'm sure that we have had many people in the past listening to the program from England. So I'm happy that a person like you can literally would take the opportunity to have your product be exposed and expressed,
right, and expressed.
for many, and I can guarantee you the results that you're going to be getting from it. Now let me ask you, Grace, you decided to call your business By Grace. I know that in Jamaica there's a product called Grace.
Grace products.
Yeah, how much confusion, or if there's any confusion between the Grace product in Jamaica and your By Grace?
No, it's completely different because my one is By Grace hair and body, and I'm very specific with the hair and body.
Yeah, okay.
So I've looked around as well. I've seen some By Grace hair. I've seen some By Grace, but I've never seen the By Grace hair and body, and I actually need to patent that as well. I need to trademark it before it goes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's very important.
No, someone says she's in North America. She says, I like her sweet personality comes through. I could support her. So that person is saying to you,
Thank you very much.
It's a good friend of mine, Cesarina. She's in the US of A. I think she's in New York as we speak, and she's actually listening to the program every Sunday. And she says she don't mind really give support to your product.
Let me just tell her as well. You know, and I don't know why some men like to hide it. No, man. How can we hide beauty? You're a very beautiful woman. I mean, some people wouldn't say that, but the way you look.
No. Why should we be scared to say that?
We always like to, criticize. But when we have beauty, we have to say that. You speak well, and you're a very beautiful woman from what I'm looking at. We have to have an eye for beauty too, man, Cecil.
Well, Gracie, I have an eye for you. Don't
make my head get big tonight, there, you know.
No, your husband. Tell your husband we are just admiring beauty, complimenting your beauty.
Thank you very much. So very much appreciated. But don't make my head get big, there, you know, tonight.
No, your head. No, according to Dominican, your head won't get big now.
Very interesting.
The point is from church days. If you remember, you were talking about your natural beauty in church days. So it has not lost.
It has not been faded. Right.
So you still have that beauty, straight nose, nice chin, nice forehead.
And that's beauty with brains behind.
You have been able to put your product on your face very well.
Very well, yes. And we can see.
It fits you. So I can imagine if others are to take from where you are, what can happen?
The transformation.
But again, it's a lot of the By Grace products. Because I get a lot of compliments. When I get compliments on my skin right now, I feel so good because I'm using my own products.
Very good.
And if you think so Grace, if you think is us two that are saying that you're beautiful, I'm going to call their names. 2 ladies, Cesarina Elwin Augustus. She said yes, she is very beautiful woman. That's what she said.
Okay.
Diana Libla, a woman, she said yes, she is beautiful. So why should I not say that as a man?
Thank you very much. That's very kind. Thank
so,
you, ladies.
Yeah, and your product has really helped in creating that beauty or more of that beauty, and so that you can express your freedom of yourself,
Absolutely.
And someone says, Grace is so full of life and energy. She's indeed beautiful.
You.
So I'm not flattering her. I'm actually talking the truth. Thank you, women, for the support.
That's so very kind. When I come down to Dominic, I'm coming to look for both of you, okay?
You may not see me.
Then you'll be.
I'll be hiding. Yes. No, also too, you have another business, dating business.
I wanted to come to that.
Yes.
Any other question before we go to the dating business?
No, I'll let you take the first question to her on the dating business.
Normally on Facebook, people tend to date. When we grew up as boys and girls, we had a dating business called Pen Pals. You remember that?
Yes, of course.
Right,
Yes.
Pen Pals. So many of us met our sweethearts, our loved ones. I'm no different.
Oh, my pen pals.
I've had several pen pals
Come to visit you?
came to Dominica to visit me, and so your dating thing would make it different compared to that of the pen pals. The pen pals, people come and you have to evaluate and so on. How does your dating business works?
Let me add another thing to that so she can have a more I know some people right now with the modern technology, they look for wives by looking at people on the screen. And some men actually bring down women into their country, and some of them get married to them. Is your thing like that? What is that about? That dating thing.
So, sorry, what was your question? You want to understand what the dating
What that
relationship
dating
is
thing?
about?
What is that about?
Okay, so let me tell you about it. So, firstly, I identify that there's a real issue with dating, and that's for men and women. Now, men want one thing and women want another thing. Men are saying that women are gold diggers. Women are saying that men are a bit stingy and tight, right? So I've decided I've been in the game for a little minute. I've been married. I got married within 5 months of getting to know my husband, and I've been married for clearly like 17 years, right? Now, within my relationship is great because I've still got my independence in a way that, okay, if I say I'm going to Dominica, I'm going to Dominica. Okay. If I say I'm going to Creole Festival, I'm going to Creole Festival. So it's a very healthy relationship where I don't feel stifled. Now, I've noticed that a lot of women are on there talking about, I don't need a man, I can do it on my own. And I just think that should not be the narrative, particularly among Caribbean women. So I've always been into love, and I love a good love story. Tell me how you met your partner. What do you do? Where do you go out? What did he get you? I'm very much about that. So I've always wanted to do it, but I was a little bit shy. And I was like, I cannot be shy. So last year, December, I took my phone, I put up my tripod, and I thought, let's do the dating show. I called it the G-Spot Dating Show Live. Now that garnered a lot of attention.
G-Spot.
But it made
Hold
sense.
on, hold on, Grace.
Don't laugh.
Hold on, Grace.
Don't
You
laugh,
mean the
Cecil.
best name you could look for that is G-Spot?
Take your time, Cecil. Don't get carried away.
No, Grace. You're making me laugh. G-Spot? Grace.
The G-Spot Dating Show Live.
Okay, I'll hear about that.
But the G makes sense because the G-Spot, we know about the G-Spot, but the G also means Gracie's spot, right? So it just made sense. So ever since I launched it, it's gathered so much attention. So that show now, what it does, it's helping singletons, men or women, to find their partners because, again, exactly as you said about pen pals, this is not the conventional way of dating anymore. Life has gone on so much since then. And again, you go to work, most of the people at work, they're already taken. You go to church, they've all got husbands or wives. You drive a lot, you don't walk back, then you will be walking and you'll find someone. And it's just not the same. And a lot of our Caribbean people in particular, they don't really do the dating online. So I thought, you know what? I've got a name to my face. People are kind of, staring into my direction. They're kind of trusting what I'm saying. Let's just have a little talk about it, and let's just, talk about relationships. Let's talk about, what you're facing and what you're doing and what you could do better. And we just had those conversations, and ever since, it's really gained traction. I've had about 12, since I started in December, around 12 guests. Out of the 12 guests, I've paired 6 of them. So 50% of them have paired successfully, and they're still either still dating or they're getting closer, getting to know each other. And I think that's really good statistics for someone that's just started just under a year. Again, we talk about relationships in terms of what men should be doing and what women should be doing. And I don't take any sides because for me, I respect men a lot and I respect women equally. And I think a lot of the times, we bash on men a lot and we don't always take accountability for what women are doing and vice versa. So we just have those conversations, and a lot of people tap into the chat and they give their viewpoint. Most of them have got more comments than likes on the chat, and it just makes sense. So I had this lovely gentleman last weekend who was very nervous and anxious to come on. And, he messaged me saying, I don't want to come on. I'm scared and shy of my family. I was like, mate, come on. You can't be thinking of your family. You want a partner, you want a wife. You're saying that your wife passed away. You're looking for love. Just come on. And he came on, and I kid you not, 1 hour, not even 1 hour, around 15 minutes after the show, somebody came and said, you know what? I really like him. Can you send me his number? Obviously, I don't have people's numbers, so I just screenshot his profile. But the point of that, if you don't put yourself out there, you're not going to find someone. And there is, and my thing on my show is that love is a beautiful thing. There is somebody for everybody, and just put yourself out there, and you'll find the right person.
So
And
what
that's how
what
the
what,
G-spot
so what
came
do you
about.
what do you say to a woman who wants to date a man? What do you say to the woman?
So first of all, I would say you need to evaluate yourself, see where you are. Anything you're going to ask the man for, you need to be able to give it to yourself. So if you're looking for a man to be trustworthy, you need to be trustworthy as well. If you're looking for a man to, for example, give you a hairstyle, for example, send you to the salon, you need to be able to take yourself to the salon. So what a man can do for you amplifies what you already do for yourself. Because too many times, women want men to do the most for them, and they're not even able to afford it for themselves. So I always say to the women, ensure that whatever you're asking for, you are able to do it. You're independent in your own way. However, you need a man to also, amplify your life for you. Not just asking a man like a man is a cash ticket. I don't believe in that, but women just want men to do the most. So my thing is always about women looking after this. If you're looking for a man, you need to look after yourself. What are you doing for yourself? How do you look after yourself? Do you look after your health, your mental health, your emotional health, your physical health before you go to a man? Because men are always there. Men will always be there. But how are you presenting yourself to a man so that the relationship sticks, it stays? That's my sort of mantra on the show. That's the kind of conversations we have.
So what do you tell a woman to make herself attracted to a man outside of that?
Oh my gosh, it's literally everything. The mannerism. A lot of women are masculine men, and I say that all the time on the show. A lot of women are masculine men. You need to be humble. If you want to attract a man, you need to be humble as a woman. You need to be able to listen to your man. A lot of them want men, but they still want to lead as a man. Are you the man or are you the woman? Which one? Where are you? So that's the kind of things we speak about.
What time?
You need to be able to... Sorry?
What time? I know, for instance, when Cecil, when shows like that come on, do you run that show 24 hours or do you have special time? I know, for instance, love programs normally take place, let's say 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock in the night. Do you run that program 24 hours?
No, obviously I've got time difference, and my crowd is very much around the Caribbean, so I kind of work with that. So I usually do it on a Sunday evening around 11 p.m. my time, which is around 6 p.m. Caribbean time, when I know people are settled, they've done their chores, they wash the dishes, and they're just scrolling. So I capture the audience. Okay. So it's usually around 11 o'clock my time, 10:30, 11 o'clock my time, 6:30 Caribbean time.
Very interesting.
No, we know Caribbean men. They are a little bit more timid than Caribbean women. Caribbean women are a little bit more bold and bold-faced.
Yes.
And you find that a man, when he has a woman or he wants to get a woman, he does his best by trying to impress her.
Yes.
The woman in return, most times, Caribbean women, can be very, as we normally say in our own term, when they speak a lot, there's, what's the term again?
Nagging?
Nagging. What do you tell a Caribbean man if he gets a woman that is nagging, always having to ask questions, always tend to believe that you're doing something that you're not doing? What do you tell a Caribbean man to do with a nagging woman?
Well, I usually tell the Caribbean woman, I have to flip your question a little bit if you don't mind me.
Go ahead.
That's okay.
I will have to tell her, I say to the woman, you need to sort yourself out, because no man wants a nagging woman, okay? A man wants peace. Now, when I say peace, I don't expect you to be a dummy in the house and let him do whatever he wants. But no man wants to come home and you're always asking, where did you go? What did you get? Where were you? Why are you late? At the end of the day, you need to let your man be a man. And that's what I say all the time. Let your man be a man. If you're always in his face like he's 6 or he's 10 years old, at some point, what's going to happen, he's going to not want to come home. He's going to want to come home when it's 10, 11 o'clock, just time for him to sleep, because he doesn't want to hear you and your sad questions or your annoying questions. So for me, giving that advice to a man, it would be pretty much the same. Speak to your woman, see what the issue is, and then you have to sort it out. And if you cannot sort it out, eventually, that question is more tailored to the woman, though, because she's the one nagging. If you continue doing that, what you're going to get is a man coming home at 11, 12 midnight when he's very tired and he just wants to sleep. So he doesn't have time to even listen to your nags.
So would you say probably?
So for me,
yeah, go ahead. Would you say probably a nagging woman, put it bluntly, would probably be driving her man into another woman's arm?
no, 100%. 100%. Yeah.
Okay.
That's inevitable. That's going to happen whether you want to believe it or not, because who wants to come home from work after a long day of work? You haven't even asked the man, babe, how was your day? What did you do for your day? How was work? How was your meeting you spoke about? You haven't even asked that. As soon as you come home, you're going to ask me, where was I? What did I do? Or did you get the thing for me? And you're just going on and on and on. The person doesn't want to hear that.
No, someone just says, asking questions isn't nagging.
Yeah, we're not talking about question. We're talking about the nagging, the constant nagging. If I ask you, babe, did you get me that thing I asked you to get me from Burton? That's a question, right?
Yes.
Or babe, you're a little bit late today. What happened? Did you get stuck in traffic? That's a question. That's fine. We're talking about the constant at it. That's what we're talking about. That's a complete different thing. Constant nagging. And we know a lot of women do nag. Okay, let's not be funny here. Women do nag. The question is fine. The one or two questions, obviously, you have to have communication with your husband. Absolutely fine. But when you're constantly in his ears nagging about different things all the time, no.
In the dating program that you're having with these men and women, as you said, mostly from the Caribbean, if by any chance you have a Caucasian man from England who would be following your portal, and a Caribbean woman comes on board, which are two different cultures, how do you help these two people to be able to date each other in an open way? Two different cultures, remember.
Yeah, so funny enough, I have had one of these. So again, one from England and one from Dominica. Again, it's first of all, communication has to be the key, and understanding each other. Your culture is completely different to mine. What might be okay in yours is not okay in mine. So again, before you start getting too tight-knit, you have to understand each other, at least the fundamentals. What is it in your culture that you do that is okay? What is it in your culture that you do that's not okay? Understand each other, what your likes, your dislikes, what makes you tick, what makes you happy, what makes you upset. Understanding these things about the person first, and then you go deeper. Too many times, again, people lead with bedroom antics firstly, and I think that's the worst thing ever. You need to understand your person, see if this person is compatible. And I always say as well, apart from that question you just asked, just leading on, a lot of times women and men get, intimate too quickly. I just think that's the worst thing ever. I think sometimes you really invite demons in your system, in your environment, because you don't know the person and you think it's just fun. It's not fun. It's not just fun. There's so many different strands to the dating bits. And I think
someone can say the same thing about you, eh?
About me?
Yes.
In terms of what?
In 5 months, you're able to get married. When you talk about
but I
that
got
dinner.
married. I wasn't out there dating and doing the most and being promiscuous. I got married.
Okay.
Sanctity of marriage.
No.
Completely different.
Now, what do you say to an independent, well-educated, and confident woman?
What do you mean by that, sis?
Right.
In terms of nagging, that's what we're talking about.
So nagging, independent, confident, there is still no place for nagging. Independent, confident is one thing. But if you're going to have a man, or if you're looking for a man, you have to understand your role as a woman. You have to understand your place as a woman. A lot of women don't know their place. And that's why I said a lot of women are masculine women. They're the women, but they still want to wear the trousers. They still want to tell the man what to do. They don't allow the man to be the man. And that's where the problem is, because you have a man in the house, you still want to be a man. You're going to clash. Two men can't live together, really. Okay?
In the dating process, you have people who are west and one who is east. Meaning one in the United States, one in the Caribbean. How do you allow these two people to work their relationship through and to be together? That for me is very, very important as a Caribbean man.
I think it's about communication, understanding where the person's at. So, for example, you can let the person know, you know what, my schedule this week is a little bit hectic, babe. May not be able to communicate with you as often. However, I'll try and text you as much as I can. The other one in the America say, okay, you know what, babe, I understand that, that's fine, we'll work around it. But if you're in America and she's in Dominica, let's just say, it doesn't matter, we're just using it for reference sake. You don't tell me that your schedule is busy. I'm expecting you to call me. Now we've got an issue because I'm thinking straight away, you're not calling me, you don't have interest in me, number one, or maybe you're seeing somebody else, or you're too busy for me. Rather than if you had just communicated that at the start of the week, I understand your schedule and I know what you've got going on, then in that case, I don't have to worry as much. So it has to be communication. Too many times I think, and I really bang on about that on the show, particularly for men. I have a go at men because I don't understand how men in their 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, in their big, grown, had back age, still telling me that they don't know how to communicate. How do you mean you don't know how to communicate? You know how to do everything else that you weren't taught in school, but you learned it, if you know what I'm talking about. But you don't know how to communicate. Why? You don't want to know how to communicate. And I think it's a real issue. And a lot of women are really complaining about the fact that men do not communicate effectively. And I just think, for me, that's no excuse. Not in 2026 when you've got podcasts, you've got YouTube, you've got self-help books, you've got, I don't know, group chats. You can learn how to communicate effectively, and I don't make any excuse for 19, 20, 21 younger kids. Okay, fair enough. You're young, you're growing, you're learning. Not in your 40s, 50s, 60s as a grown man. Oh, I don't know how to communicate. I'm very
so you would be saying,
hold on.
It's getting hot.
Oh, the person gone.
The person will come back.
Yes.
Let me ask you, do you think that men 40, 50, 60, look, take the call, Cecil, the person is back.
Yes, good evening to you, caller. Good evening, caller.
Good evening, caller.
Yes, good evening. So, I am Miss Mitchell Gracious, infant teacher, and I must say I'm very proud. Yes, my child. I am very proud. Mom is ecstatic just listening to you. That's my reward. Keep up the good work. Okay, my child?
Thank you so much. This is the best thing.
Okay, my child.
And you are my best teacher. I think I told you that the other day. She was actually my best teacher.
Yes, you did.
Oh my God.
Okay, my love.
Thank you.
God.
That is Miss Ali Michelle. She said that she was your infant teacher.
Yeah, she was so. Remember, I told you how the infant school was really good. It was her and Miss the other teacher,
Celestine.
I can't remember her now. Celestine, yes. Thank you. Good memory. Yeah.
They're following you.
Amazing.
No. I want to find out.
So Brain was saying something.
Yes, let me say, men like the age of Cecil. Well, he's my friend. I can pick on him. 50 years, and men like me, already in my 70s. What do you think about men of that age wanting young women, let's say 20, 25 years? What do you think about that, ma'am? From your position, from what you have
it's
done.
something I've discussed a lot. I mean, if you're 75, let's say you're 70, and you're after a 25-year-old woman. I mean, first of all, it's well above the age of consent. I mean, if you're going for 18, 19, I'll be like, okay, 25, well above the age of consent. My other thing is that, I mean, when men are a bit older, they tend to want younger women because it keeps them young, okay? At that age, you have worked, maybe you just starting to enjoy life, and you want someone that's got that energy that makes you feel young, that's going to keep you vibrant. I don't particularly see an issue with it as long as you're treating the person well, and obviously the woman's going to be there for what she's, you can offer to her as well, a bit more maturity, a bit more stability. I don't really see an issue with it per se. I mean, as I said, when men are getting a bit older, they don't really want women of their same age group because, women of your same age group, they start suffering the knee problem and the arthritis, and, they just want to lay down and they just want to rest. And you may just want to have that new vamp in your life. And being with a younger woman makes you feel younger, makes you look younger, makes you look like you've got it going on, So I don't particularly see an issue as long as you treat her well, and she's happy with it. I don't see any issue.
Okay.
I would have an issue though if she's an 18, 19-year-old. I think that's a child in your eyes as a 70-year-old, to be honest. But yeah.
Well, for Shobrin, I will not date. I will not date, and I've never
I
done
didn't
that.
throw anything at
No,
you.
no. I'm not trying to make you know that I will not date a 45-year-old, a 46-year-old, even up to 40 years.
But that's your perception. That's your perception.
I have.
just
No, you
figure-
wouldn't.
I
I
won't.
just throw it at you.
You go for the older.
I don't go I don't go people of my children's age. I try.
So you go.
Yeah.
I just wanted
That's
to
a principle. Yeah, a little older.
Very interesting.
No, I want to ask you in reference to the dating. If you have, in dating, you have to have a peer. One person loves to use WhatsApp. Another person loves to use WhatsApp video. What do
Wow.
you make of this?
So the other person doesn't like video at all.
Doesn't love video at all.
Well, I think there needs to just be a common understanding. You can say, okay, you know what? I prefer just the texting side of WhatsApp, and probably on the weekend make a compromise. That love is about compromise, right? If the person wants to have video every day, and that's not your thing, maybe not confident on camera, it's just not your thing. You just say, okay, you know what, babe, sorry, I cannot do that every day. However, I can try and do it for you once at the weekend. There needs to be compromise. There shouldn't be just a matter of I'm not doing this because I don't like it. So where is the compromise on the love then?
Would you then give an advice to the person who doesn't like the video aspect of it, to make them know that you might be offending your partner because they may just think that you may be in another relationship and you may not want them to have a better understanding of that relationship?
Yeah, I think there needs to be some rationale because they will want to understand why is it that you don't want video. Because you have to understand where you're dating long term, there is a high possibility of chances that there will be somebody else in the background while the person is abroad. There's a very high, we're being real here, right? So you have to explain to your partner the reasoning why you do not like, and you may think, oh, why do I have to explain? You should understand. No, you understand why you don't want to do it, but you dated me, I don't understand. So you need to give me some rationale as to why you don't want the video. Is it that you just camera shy? Is it that you feel a bit awkward on video? Is it that your surrounding isn't very clean or clear? But again, if you're dating someone, your surrounding being untidy shouldn't really matter because they love you and not your surroundings. So you need to give some sort of rationale, because what you need to do when you're dating long-term distance is really settle the person's anxiety, not have the person worry about anything they don't need to be worrying about. So again, it comes down to communication, just explaining to them. But again, I don't understand why, if you're in a long distance relationship, you would not want to see the person via video, because obviously that's how you keep the love and the spark. Not just hearing voice is one thing, but seeing the person at least remotely puts a different angle to it. So again, it's giving me red flags that you don't want to see me. Have you got somebody in the background here on the sofa as you? It does raise those questions. So again, it's communication. You have to explain to them the why.
Brain?
Very interesting, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Well, the whole business of social networking has changed. Let me put a question. Do you think that that the whole question of social networking has changed the paradigms of love?
No, absolutely. Absolutely. Everyone thinks that they've got so many options out there. Everyone thinks that there's always a greener grass everywhere else. And I think, again, social media has made people think that they will get better. They can leave what they have that's working for them and get better because their friend is doing it or somebody else is posting about it. And I just think social media, as I always say, social media is not a real place. Just like we say Dominica is not a real place, which it is. Social media is not a real place, really. I mean, it's just everybody's posting all the good and the airy-fairy stuff, but really and truly, what's happening in your home? Even if you see somebody just bought a new car for their partner, what about all the food that your husband's cooking for you, or your boyfriend's cooking for you? What about he's helping you with the chores, helping you with the kids? You cannot look at just the car. Maybe that one's getting beaten, or maybe that one's not getting supported at home, and we cannot at all look at social media to dictate our relationship. And any woman that does that for me, you're very weak and you don't deserve a man. Straight up.
Cecil?
What about the individual who is dating? Because in the good old days, we used to hear that you can date several people.
Wow.
What do you make of dating on the social media to date more than one person with the intention to get one?
I agree with that. And that might rock a few feathers. Back in the day, we were taught that we should date just one. Okay, that's what we knew. But right now, I don't think that's a very good idea. And I'll tell you the reason why. I think you're dating, you're not having intercourse, you're not being intimate with that person. As a woman, you need to really keep your ground that you're dating. Now, dating is trying to understand who the person is, what the person's about, and who's the best suitor for you to be a potential husband. So I'm happy for a woman to date 3-4 guys dating. When I say dating, speaking, understanding you, going out, no intimacy, nothing of that sort, just understanding you, seeing where your mindset is, seeing what your future plans are, seeing how you think, seeing how you would raise the kids. The woman needs to be taking notes when she gets home, because obviously you can't remember everything in your mind. Take notes and see who the best suitor is, and at some point you drop one, you drop the other until you keep to your one. I don't think right now dating one person, no. Because what happens when that one person doesn't really do it for you, what happens? You go back through the whole process all over again.
No, Grace. You live in the metropole, so you may have a different thinking, a different perspective. Yeah. But in the Caribbean, people tend to be a little bit more on the honest side in terms of dating. They want to know that if they're dating one person, they're dating one person. But the larger society, if you're dating more than one person, the society gets to know about that dating of more than one person. You find yourself into problems. What do you have to say to these people who may have a problem with someone dating more than one person?
What I want to understand, are we saying the early stages of dating? Are we saying that we're exclusive? Because that's two different things.
No, we're not talking about we're not talking about courting. We're talking about dating. All right? And as we know, it has been said, as I said, in the old days, you find that people could have dated more than one person. And you're right to say, in reference to the courting aspect of it, that was different. All right?
Okay.
So I want to know, if someone is to ask you the question, as you are putting people together, if someone asks you the question, the guy that I like, or the guy that I'm dating, not like, but the guy that I'm dating is already dating 3 other people, what advice would you give to that person?
No, I think in that case, first of all, he doesn't prioritize you. First of all, you need to exit the equation. Because he doesn't prioritize you, he thinks he's got so many options. Let him go for the option that he thinks is better for him. I don't think in this day and age, particularly with the high level of STDs, with the high level of everything else that's going on, and plus, a man dating 3 women, you're not able to afford it. I don't care what job you're doing, except if maybe you're a minister of government, or maybe you're at the top level. You're not able to afford it. So why would you date 3 people? Somebody's going to get preferential treatment and somebody else is not going to get anything. In this day and age, you should be dating one person and dating with the intention to get married. Focus on that one person rather than trying to please everybody, be here, there, everywhere.
But you have said what you have said earlier on. It is okay to do one-on-one in terms of dating because you want to know if one does not work. You can.
But that is courting, so we had it a little bit twisted. That's courting. I'm talking about the early stages, maybe a week or 2 or 3 of meeting the person. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Just to understand, what, I think, no, I don't like the way your mentality is, or no, you're smoking, I don't like it, or you know what, no, you don't have a job, that sort of thing, with 2-3 weeks. Once you establish that, what, we are together, you're my guy, you're my girl, that's different. You need to just be your one, sorting each other out, listening to each other, and trying to make it work for yourselves.
If your client is to ask you at what period must I stop dating and get into a serious relationship, what would your answer be?
Definitely, I think after the maximum, I think after 3 months, you should know. After 3 months, you will know whether you want to be with that person or not. You do not need 2 years, 3 years, 6 years to know if you want to get married to that person or not. There will be signs. You can only pretend for so long. So after 3 months max, you should say, you know what? Can you be my girlfriend? Can you be my, I would like you to be my wife, whatever it is, whatever question you want to ask. 3 months. Because you will never fully know a person. As you get to know the person, as you start dating even more, the person start unlayering their onion skins, and you get to know more about the person. So keeping the person there until there are people on my dating show, I also speak about it. There are people who have been in relationships for 7 years, 8 years, 9 years, 12 years. Why are you here? Why are you in that relationship? In the hope of what? That he will one day ask you. The man makes excuses. Oh, I need to buy a car. Oh, I need to fix my house. I need to build my house. I need to buy my mother's house. At what point are you going to say, you know what, let's just do it and we can work together? Just wasting your time. It's a waste of time.
So what about the guy or the woman who has a lot of tricks up the sleeve? The woman or the man who has the patience to play the game right for 12 months, 24 months. What about that guy? How does
Not
that
either of
what
them,
about
they're
that what about that
wasting their
woman?
time.
How does that woman or man knows at what time should I tell myself I'd had enough?
No, there's no time. As soon as you find out, you up and you ask them the question, what do you want from this relationship? Are you willing to make it work? Are you going to prioritize me? Are you going to prioritize us as a couple? And if he cannot answer this, if he cannot answer the question, you say, you know what, this is not for me. Too many times women waste their time. I say it time and time again. We waste, well, not we. They waste their time so much.
So Grace, someone
and you
says
stay in this. Sorry.
Someone says, Grace, some people will make dating a secret so they will never see the real person.
No, within
Yeah,
within the Caribbean space.
But again, as I always say as well, if you're paying attention to what, and that's the thing as well, if you're dating multiple people, you're distracted. You cannot see what's in front of you. If you're focused on this one person, you're a woman, you're dating this man, you will see signs. A lot of times as well, women, we're very blinded. We choose to be blind. We see the red flags and we hope it's green flags. We need to see people for what they are, not what we expect them to be. Okay? So a lot of times, if you're really focused on that person and you're really attentive to their patterns and to how they are, what they like, what they don't like, what makes them angry, what makes them happy, how they are, you will see it. You're going to see it. But so many times we're just distracted by, what that person's doing, what that person's got going on, who that person's dating, and the person right in front of our eyes that we're dating, we're not seeing what they're doing. How about that?
Very interesting. Very, very, very interesting. And your show is building up momentum, I guess.
It really is. Just off of last week's show, I've got free guests pending to come on. I was going to do it tonight. But again, I link my show based on what's happening in the Caribbean. So if there's a carnival happening or a big event, I try not to do it because of my audience base. So I was meant to do it this evening. That's why I said I'm going to come on tonight. Because again, at Asa Banton had his breakfast fete, I thought, okay, it's too much distraction. Everybody's everywhere. But I've got free guests who's wanting to come on to find potential partners. So he's gaining some sort of traction and momentum, yeah.
I'm sure that some persons would like to know your portal so that they too, or the podcast, sorry, so that they too can maybe get into your podcast to listen.
Yeah, so it's under my Facebook name, which is Gracie Walmax, and you will see the G Spot dating show live, but under Gracie Walmax on Facebook.
Could you just repeat that again?
Gracie, if you go to Facebook, my Facebook page is Gracie Walmax. And on there you will see my hair growth stuff, you will see motivation stuff, and you will see the dating show pinned.
I can tell you that that brain is actually writing your Facebook page name.
That's great.
And I can guarantee you he might go and look onto G Sport. He said that he's 70 years old, so...
No, I would like to hear what she's saying.
Oh, you'd like to hear what she's saying.
Of course, absolutely.
So, I'm not dead, you know.
Are you both in? If you don't mind me asking, are you both in relationships, or are you
Yeah,
looking
yes, I
for
have my
partners?
relationship. We're not looking for partners. I have my
Okay,
relationship.
okay.
You said you just said both. I was about to ask you. You're speaking for me.
No, well, I don't know about you. I can speak about me.
Yes, I
That's still
am.
the same for you.
Yes, I am.
So it's very interesting that, within the Caribbean, and I can only speak for myself here in Dominica, we're not very often not open about that aspect or discuss. We more or less do it within private enterprise. But you see that discussion here where it's open and the communication, how it is, what it is. Now, how do we sometimes don't open up as men. We sometimes keep this within ourselves. And women, I find, do the same. So it's a very interesting discuss in terms of hearing you and what you're talking about, in terms of relationship, in terms of dating, in terms of marriage. I find it rather fascinating.
So in
Well, thank you.
in the discussions that you've been having, Gracie, do you find that dating is a taboo?
I think it really is, and particularly in the Caribbean, for Caribbean people, I think it really is, because, as I said before, the way we dated before is completely different to the way we dating now, and a lot of people are complaining about it, and right now people are just saying, you know what, if it's not happening for me, I'm just gonna leave it. And I think we just need to have this open conversation. And again, as one thing one thing you can guarantee me to do is to have those difficult conversations, is to identify the gap in the market. And obviously my market is very much Caribbean people on Facebook. I saw there was a gap in the market where people were not speaking about relationship because people are scared or people are shy. We do have pretty much as the British people, we have a stiff upper lip. We don't discuss some things at all in the open. We might maybe speak to our girlfriends about it. Maybe guys might speak together, but there's not that open conversation. And I feel like the more I come on here and speak about it, is the more I'm seeing people are engaging in the conversation. And I really like that. I really like that we can have this conversation, because that's what people are really facing every day. People are struggling to find partners. People are struggling in their relationship, in their current relationships, because men are not wanting to do anything for them, and women are not happy with what the men are willing to do for them. And it's just a wider, everybody's saying that it's a really tough place to date now. Too many women are saying they want to be single, and I'm not happy about it, because love is a beautiful thing.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
What I find and I'm speaking about Dominica, in many conversations that I've had, many women are saying, and some mothers are saying that, where are they going to find a good man? When they look around and they see the conduct of some of the men, quote unquote conduct, they are beginning to get worried about where will they find a good man. What do you have to say about that, Grace?
Yeah, I think that's a really good question. Again, I just want to say that because I'm raising two boys. There are good men. There are good men out there, and I think let's start with the younger men, teenagers growing up. Parents have to be very much mindful of how they raise their boys, because they will be future husbands, future leaders, and whatever else. So let's start here. Number two, women saying that where will they find a good man? They'll find a good man right there. And again, it all depends on what they're considering a good man. What do you define as a good man for your daughters? Are you looking? I know you mentioned conduct, but it's not every young man that's acting inappropriately in whatever way that she's referring to. Even if she see one or two or three, there are always more men in ratio to women. And also, you don't have to always stay within your community to find a good man. And I think our people need to look at that as well. You can go regional, you can go international to find a good man. You don't always have to find someone from your same locality. But there are good men.
I always like to
Everywhere.
ask the question, what is a good man?
That's what I asked. What do you consider a good man? A good man is based on your mentality, your mindset. How do you think? Are you very modernized, or are you very much cultured? Are you kind? Are you willing to support your woman? All of these things. Do you look after yourself? Are you hardworking? Are you a provider? Are you a protector? That's the qualities of a good man.
Do you think that a good woman would say to her partner that I do not need a child?
Never. Never. No. And I understand it's women's bodies, but at the end of the day, you have got to look at it again. It has to be a compromise. If your husband, your partner, whatever you want to call it, wants a child, did you all have that conversation prior to marriage or prior to you all being in that steady relationship? Did you have that conversation? Now, if the answer is yes, when you had that conversation and the man agreed at the time, and all of a sudden now you're changing your narrative to, oh, actually I changed my mind, I want a child now, that's a different conversation, because now you have to go back and tap into, well, actually when we met, the discussion was that you didn't want a child and I don't want
Well, Gracie, I, as you said, love is a sweet thing. And I don't believe in that sweet thing. That I don't believe in that sweet thing that I should say in a conversation that I need a child. I think in that sweet thing, we should know that we should have a child.
Now, when you talk about this sweet thing, what are you referring to? Are you so about a sexual relationship?
No. If you say that love is a sweet thing, there are many things. Beautiful. Thank you. If you say that love is a beautiful thing, there are many things that will come within a relationship that will make that love a very beautiful thing. And one of the things is children. And that's why I ask you the question, whether do you think that a woman in a relationship, whether she said it before or not, that's not an issue for me. Whether a woman should say to her loved one that I don't want a child at any given time of the relationship.
Yeah, but you have to also understand, remember, women do have a lot of complications. If she's got PCOS, if she's got fibroids, you have to look at everything else. If she's got, low menstrual cycle, whatever it is, you have to look at it from that point of view.
But you have a
that's what I'm saying. If you have
a greater majority of healthy, wealthy women around the world who today are saying to you that I don't want to have any children.
Right, so then if that person is not compatible with you, if that person is saying they don't want to have any children.
If the person is not compatible, if you leave the person, get out of the relationship.
Absolutely, that's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying. If you had that conversation prior and you both agreed, that's one thing. If the one party is changing their mind, there has to be a wider conversation. But if obviously you want a child and she doesn't, then you're not compatible. Why are you here?
But let me put another question.
Together?
Let me put another question. Within the Dominican space, many women are saying that they make a child for a man. As you said, they may not have had the discussion, but they make a child for a man, and here it is that the man is not supporting their child within the Dominican space. And many often they have to bring the man to court to support their children. What do you think was the issue there? What is the issue there?
I mean, there are many factors here. But, I mean, any dad that doesn't support his child, knowing well and good is his child, he's a deadbeat. I've got no time for these sort of people. But then the child is here, so we have to deal with it. There could be many issues. One probably taps back to your question, Cecil, that maybe he did not want the child. Maybe it was an accident, and you decided to go ahead with your pregnancy, and now you want him to support the child. I'm not saying it's right or, in any way, but these things do happen. Number two, it could be out of wedlock because, probably he's in the church and, that's one thing. It could also be that he was married or he is married and he's got a child and he doesn't want his family to know. So many factors. Either way, if you do conceive and you bring forth a child into this world, you should by all means support that child. But yeah, as I said, so many different factors could contribute to a man not supporting. Or probably as well, if you split up, and he's just bitter and angry, you might just think, well, everybody's suffering. Either way, you're a deadbeat dad. You don't deserve anything good.
Yes?
I think that children is a beautiful thing in a relationship. Whether you can afford for it, we have seen, and some persons always say to me that they don't like to make comparison with the old days and now. They know women think that they're very independent.
Yeah.
They don't think that they need to stay again at home to bring up a child. We know that many of us are aware that daddy went out and work and bring home the revenue to make the family stay focused and strong, while the parent or the mother, stayed home and mind that child. And at the night time, most times, both the parent raised that child. Today we see that is no longer functional because women say to you they have big jobs and they are very much engaged in doing other works, and so it is not possible that they should bring forth children. I think that is deadbeat.
Let me ask you another question, Grace. Do you think that women now, women, let's say much younger than you, still a young woman, feel that they want to behave like men and that they now want to own their own money, they want their own independence, and they just feel that they don't need a man? Do you think that we're coming to that stage? Within the
100%. I mean, that said, independence is good, and I do advocate for women to be independent in a way that you have your money. If you need something, you don't have to be overly reliant, whether it's your husband or not, or your boyfriend, your partner. You do have a bit of money that you can be independent in your own right. That said, I still think very much true that women do want to take on the role of men. Women do want to be men. There are so many masculine men out there, masculine women out there that think, you know what, I've got my money, I've got my job, I've got my degree, I don't need you. I want you, but I don't need you. A woman should need a man. I'm very much about that. Yes, it's true, you might be making your money. You might be making more money than a man, even if you are. But you still have to respect the man in his role as a protector and a provider. There are some roles on the show, I do go on about it, there are some roles that are just for the men. The things like putting up a wardrobe, the things like building a toilet, the things like, I don't know, climbing up a ladder, and these things are for men. Let your man feel like he's a man. Back in the day, these were male-dominated tasks, and I understand things have moved on.
Did you see
But
that?
again, if you... Sorry?
Did you see that in your growing up, that men did what men had to do and women did what they had to do?
Absolutely, and it's just changed now where women think that they can do everything that a man does, and that's where the problem is. With me, in my role in my life, I'm very much about my role as a woman, and there are something I just don't do. And whether I can do it or not, that's a different question. I just don't do it because I don't think it's my role. As a woman, women have to allow men to be men, but no, you've got the man in the house and you're still trying to dominate the conversation. You're still trying to dominate everything. You're still trying to tell the man what to do. These women are just driving their partners away, and that's all it is. I'm not making excuses for infidelity or anything, but these women are driving their partners away because how much can a man take? If you're going to be a masculine man, if you want both of us in the house to be a man because you're so independent, you don't need me, and you see it in their attitudes, you see it in their responses, in the way they answer the guy, you see it in the way that they behave in the house and they behave in the home. They're just pretty much a man with a dress on.
Do you encourage, this is going to be a very tricky question, very tricky question, especially coming from where you came from the very beginning of our discussion. Do you believe in, I'll turn it around, in your dating process, if two men came to you and they both request of you a partner, but the partner that they request of you are of the same sex, what would be your response to them?
What do you mean? I don't understand.
No, you're talking let's be blunt, because with two men, we're talking about the homosexuality relationship. Two men.
Yes.
Or two women. You know, we are now in a 21st century. And people, this is happening. People talk about it. Even here in Dominica, we hear about married dam, married Dave, and all kind of things all over the world.
Yeah.
He wants to find out your reaction to that.
If a guy comes to you and asks you for another guy.
Well, the thing is that people don't come to me and ask me for anyone. People come on my show and I interview them. I ask them questions, what they're looking for. First of all, who are they? What are you about? Whatever else. Tell me what you're looking for. And if the guy then says that he's looking for a guy, it's not for me to do any matchmaking. If someone hears him in the audience and they think that suits them, then they match together. Or they might come in my inbox and say, okay, I like what I heard. Can you match it in terms of, can you just send me the person's profile pic? So I don't particularly find partners for people. I don't have the capacity to do that. So when people come on my show, I don't know what they're going to ask for. I don't know what they're looking for. They just send me a message in my inbox. I would like to come on your show. I send them the link and we have the conversation. So anyone is welcome on my show because I don't really know what people will be asked for in that moment until I start interviewing them.
Cecil?
Go ahead.
Right? Okay. So let me ask you another question. How do you think in the modern times that relationships between men and women will change? Would they just have to rely, since you mentioned earlier on that they're so busy working, sometimes the man is at work, the woman is at home, sometimes the woman is at work, the man is at home. Is it going to be now through social media that people are going to meet in the next 25 years or so? Do you see that people will not be able to, let's say, meet on the road and talk? They'll just send links and what have you. Is it so it's going to be? Is the future?
I mean, the thing is that
is that the future of love?
No, I think with life there is always a very funny thing that life goes around in cycles, and whatever started many moons ago will always come back. So right now we're in the social media era, the internet era, where everything is very much digitalized. But I think things will come back to base, and people are wanting community. People are wanting that personalized interaction of meeting people and talking to people. And I think eventually it's not going to be the face of social media, because social media has clouded everyone's judgment, a lot of people's judgment, not everyone, a lot of people's judgment on how things should be. So I do think life will come back around in a 360 circle where people will start back courting and meeting people in the supermarket, meeting them in the park, meeting them at work, and dating again, because this social media thing is very much temporary. This is not, because clearly it's not working right now. It's not working for the serial daters. It's not working for the newbies. It will not work for the long haul. I think life will come back in a circle where people will definitely
I can say that
start dating face to face.
Gracie, I can say that we have already started seeing people wanting to meet face to face.
Absolutely.
You know, once upon a time we saw big with the whole issue of Zoom. People are now gravitating towards face to face meetings. Not right now. So we are already into brain. We are already into the period where people really want to date face to face, touch, feel, see. Watch your eyes, you know, listen to your conversation.
And particularly now where there is so much filters and there is so much, catfishing. You see someone on social media looking beautiful, and when you see them in person, it's completely different image. So I think people want to now see you in person to see what they're working with.
You can put your green screen and have a beautiful house, a beautiful home.
Yeah.
And next thing you're vagrant out there, you know.
Or sometimes we see a beautiful woman and she doesn't have any foot, any legs. Or
Wow.
not that I'm hitting
No.
I'm just saying that sometimes you see the person upper body, but you're not seeing the lower body. Sometimes they generate AI images. So
I mean, as long as they're open with it about it from the jump, then that's fine. But a lot of times, as I said, I think people will definitely want face-to-face interaction.
Yeah, says.
No, Gracie, in terms of relationships, we have seen in this present dispensation a lot of relationships are falling apart. Why do you think that those relationships are now falling apart?
There's a number of reasons, and that's exactly what I speak about on the G-Spot. Maybe I might have one of you come on the G-Spot one of these evenings. That'll be a really good conversation. So many issues, so many reasons. Number one, lack of trust, lack of interest. When I say lack of interest, there was interest in the beginning, and as the relationship progresses, either partner or both partners loses interest. I think lack of thoughtfulness and selflessness, because, as I said on the G-Spot, just be kind. just do something for your partner just because it's Tuesday, just because it's Friday. It doesn't have to be an occasion. I will never be able to understand how women are saying they only get gifts 3 times a year. Now, I put it into perspective. There are 365 days in a year. And you're telling me you only get a gift on your birthday, number 1, on Mother's Day, number 2, if you're a mother, and then on Christmas, number 3. Now, these men are saying that they're not romantic. They don't believe in Valentine's Day, so no gift for you.
So hold your foot. Hold your foot. And I don't understand how a man will say that for 365 days in a year that he has not received nothing from a woman.
The same goes. I was going to come to that. The same
Okay.
goes. There is lack of thoughtfulness in relationships. I always say, even if you're walking down the road and you see a pen, it might be £1, $1, $1.50. Get it for your lady. Just giving her that pen, she'll go to work tomorrow morning.
Well, let me
and
tell
she'll watch.
you're saying that nicely, and I can tell you, women have a tendency when you don't do it, right? They say to you, just the foot that counts, a little thing.
Yeah.
I don't bother,
Yeah.
just a little thing. You know when you get that little thing, what happens? You know when you get that pen? Oh, you mean a pen I'm looking like?
Well, these ones are ungrateful. These ones are ungrateful. Because if you just walking past on a random Wednesday, she doesn't know. You say, you know what?
I agree.
Let's say she's a teacher. Oh, you know what? You're always writing. I saw this pen and you really look like you. She will have that pen writing. She'll be smiling at the pen at her desk. You might walk past Chinese store, see a little dress. It's nothing special. Just a little dress. Oh, that, babe, hold that. You can just stay home if it's on a Sunday. These things are nice. And I think thoughtfulness have left the group chat. Thoughtfulness is almost zero. Another thing as well, men always chasing. Mostly men, I'm not saying it doesn't happen for women, but mostly men are always chasing. They're wanting to have you at home and 2 others. How is this possible when you don't have that much money? Okay? Now, right now, my needs are not being met because, oh, this person wants something. And these younger women, they're not asking you for small things. They want hair that costs $350. They're asking you for nails. They're asking you for ticket money. They want flights. They want trips. They want all sorts. So again, selfish. There's so many different reasons why it's just not working in relationships, and it goes for both sides. Women as well are not looking after their men. And I say to them, sometimes just buy a T-shirt for your husband on a Tuesday. It doesn't have to be his birthday. Get him a little T-shirt. You notice his boxer shirt have got a little hole. Get him a boxers. Get him a pair of vests. Get him a little sleeper.
But what a woman,
anything.
what a woman just said. Girl, we don't need no pen. That's old time days. Can you imagine?
You see? You see
Can
that?
you imagine?
Okay, she wants a Louis Vuitton bag. She wants a Louis Vuitton bag for £4,000. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're talking about.
It's the small things that count. Rather than not getting anything at all, why not get the small things? Because a lot of these men will say, oh, I don't like giving you small things. I want to give you big things. But when it comes to your birthday, you get nothing because actually a bill came up, something came up, you didn't get nothing. Yeah? And then Christmas time, oh, you know what? The pipe just burst. I had to use the money. Do you not prefer to get a pen or a nice book or a nice little cheap dress? I prefer that. Give me a little pen every week. Give me a cheap dress every week. Yeah? Rather than I get nothing.
I suspect that
and if the mentality is like this, I'm sorry.
I suspect that you're going to make a lot of enemies, you wife girls.
No, Grace, let me tell you, the brain is agreeing with you. Because I think right now that love seems to have what is known as a budget.
That's it.
And that budget is money. I believe now love has equated itself in terms of money, finance. Who can give me more?
Yeah.
And you made a very important point in terms of it's not the quantum or the amount, but the love behind what you're giving.
Yeah.
Because even if a woman comes and gives me something like a T-shirt, but she gives it to me for love, I see that as a very important gift. And even if she's a teacher or a nurse or whatever, I go to the shop, I buy her something out of love. I think it is not the amount it costs, but in terms of the way I think about her. So you're very right.
But Brian,
love has now become a budget thing.
Brian, if my lover gives me a bread to eat,
right,
I'm happy about it.
Right, but you know some of us men, we want phones for 5,000.
Men? To buy for themselves.
Some of these women want phones for 5,000, 7,000.
No,
I
I'm
mean,
sorry,
come
no.
on,
I feel like
come
love,
on.
love is so
It's
transactional.
transactional
right now.
now. That's what I'm
Very
finding. Grace,
transactional.
did I offend you? Am I speaking the truth?
You are speaking the truth, 100%. But I think you will only get to that stage as a woman when you are independent in your mentality, when you have understood that, you know what, love precedes everything else. Now, a lot of these women are in these relationships for the wrong reasons. You're in this relationship to see what you can get. Who can give me more? Who can I get more from? Okay, this one can offer me a car, but I need a sofa and a fridge. Okay, this one can offer me tickets to a show, but I need my hair. So everything is all about what can you do for me? And there is no genuine love. Hence the reason why my lovely lady, I don't know who she is, but she said, we don't want no pen. No, but if you're writing or if you're a teacher and you're always having to mark, you're going to need that pen, sis, okay? So I think it's just become too transactional. Everybody just wants, and just trying to take from men as much as they want, as they can. They don't really like the men. They really don't. That's what the problem is. A lot of these women, they don't even meet the men. The men just start talking to them and they're expecting the man to send them money. Send you money to do what with it?
I love that phrase. Someone just said the phrase. Someone said, you can give without loving, but you can't love without giving.
What's that? What did the person mean?
That's nice. I like to
What?
hear that.
What is it? Say it again.
You can give without loving, but you can't love without giving.
Yeah.
I
So I can give you money and I don't need to have any attachment to you.
Yeah.
But if you actually love me, you need to give me stuff. Not really. I really agree with that.
I don't,
I
agree.
like
Again, it
that.
becomes
I like that.
transactional.
I don't agree with that, Cecil.
It becomes transactional.
It's transactional. That statement you just read
Necessarily,
there.
not necessarily.
Yeah.
Not necessarily.
That person needs to explain some more.
No,
What
not,
is
not
it?
necessarily. I don't think necessarily.
No, it's vague. That's vague. Grace, I agree.
You can't.
very
You can, but it says,
transactional.
but you can't love without giving. Meaning
Yeah.
that we are. That's what the person is saying. The person is saying that we are both together.
Ah,
All right, we
that's
are both
better.
together and we are giving. That's what the person is saying.
Oh.
You can't
No.
love without giving. So we give
No.
our love, we give our exchange. That's what giving is, exchange. That's how I read it to mean.
But
You can't
I
love
don't think
without
the person is
giving.
talking
You
about
love the
giving
person,
stuff.
You have to give them stuff.
No,
That's
I don't
what
think the
I'm
person is talking
saying.
about stuff. The person is just talking about exchange. Exchange. That's what the person is talking about. I don't think the person is talking about
Well-
hard things in giving.
I see it differently.
I see
If you
differently.
love me, you have to give me stuff. That's
So
how
what?
I
So
read
what?
it.
So what is giving? If I can ask.
But giving can be broken down to anything. But what we're
That's-
talking
that's
about
what I'm
there
saying.
is the transaction.
No, I don't think so. I don't think the person is talking about that.
The person should say.
Well,
I didn't read it. I didn't read it that way.
Clarify yourself.
I did not read it that.
Clarify
I didn't. I
yourself.
didn't read it that way.
Well, clarify yourself.
I didn't. No, I'm just telling you what I read, and I like this. I like this statement, and I take the statement to mean that if I am in love with someone, I can exchange my love in many different
that-
ways.
Oh, no, that's
in
better.
many different
When she
ways. That's what I.
explains
That's
to
why.
you, you'll know.
That's what I take to the person. That's what I mean. That's why I read from the person. In many
When she
different
explains
ways.
it to you, you will know.
No, I don't think she meant anything bad. I think she means to say that whatever I have in my heart,
You give.
I will give. If I have a paper to give you to show that I love you, that's what I have.
Well, say that.
Because you can use that paper if you a legal pad if you are a lawyer to do plenty other things in writing.
But-
That's what I take from the person.
Oh, wait, I
You said
didn't
that
take that.
earlier
Okay,
on.
fair enough. That's
Yeah.
your comprehension. That's fine.
Hmm?
No problem.
Grace.
Someone said, "No money, girl, no money, no love."
You see?
You see?
That's what I'm
No,
saying.
that's another person
Transactional.
said. That's another person
So that's
saying
very
that.
transactional.
Yeah.
You all are just doing things for money. You all don't even like this man. And I don't like that. Because I've got two boys, you see. I've got two boys and I don't want any woman
Yeah.
taking advantage of them like that. And that's why I'm very much passionate about it in that way. I've got two teenage boys and I don't want any woman coming and take advantage of them. Not even liking them, but thinking that they need to do things for them. No money, no love. What do you mean no money, no love? If you really love the person, you're not going to be looking at... Don't get me wrong. I don't expect it to be for a man and you getting nothing and just say, oh, I love you, I love you.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
because love doesn't pay the bills. Love doesn't pay the mortgage. I understand that. But I'm saying, if the person only has something small and you genuinely know they're not being cheap or mean or tight, you know they genuinely got something small and they're still taking from that, to buy you something intentionally,
Yes.
you cannot be thinking, oh, you know what, nah, no money, no love. I can't agree with that. If the person's got money and you know they've got money and they're being cheap and tight and stingy,
And some
not
pers-
wanting to give you their money, that's different.
That's different.
Some person will say, like, just prefer. When you say that, that
That's
means you
true.
that when you say that, it
When
means
I
that you
was
have more than
growing
one
up-
person.
Vague.
When I was growing up, it was that, like and prefer. I like you, but I prefer you.
Yeah,
And that's why they've got too many options. and that's the reason
that
why
means you
none of
that
them
means
are
you have several other options.
Options, right?
options. Yeah, that's what it means.
Well, I put it that way. You have many kettles on fire. Many kettles
Yeah,
on
but
fire.
none of them boiling the water.
None of them boiling the water. That's a situation, you know.
Or maybe one is boiling the water very hot, and the the stove is not
It's not
ready.
working.
And so someone says that's why men don't give gifts, because some women love expensive gift. It is appreciated. What lasting memory? A pen would be a wonderful memory, a wonderful gift.
Absolutely.
Right. But you know, Grace, very interesting. Let me give you a joke. Let us be light. You know, some women sometimes go to the hairdresser, and let's say, for instance, the thing costs about $500, $600, and they spend about 5 hours on making that thing, and they have about 1,000 rubber bands in the head, and in the night they cannot sleep. And you know, the same night they take out everything. $600 would go down the drain.
Very bad.
You pass a dummy, Grace. They
No,
went.
I up tonight there. Maybe
You pass a
the bus
dummy.
left me, but I'm off tomorrow, so I can catch up
Yeah,
with sleep.
man.
That's fine.
You pass a dummy all night. They ball.
And the
All night they
conversation
balling,
is
man.
so good, I can't just leave and go, can I?
Yeah, man, I find that very strange, man.
Well, that's some of us.
First time,
That's
my
some-
first day break. But my first day break was prayer festival last year. so I can't come on.
Well, as I told you, Gracie, that you would do the midnight oil so easily, and it sounds
Yeah,
like
you said.
and it seems like
You
you
are very much awake,
you just want to just continue, but you know,
We have to
Yes.
come to an end.
what do you think of the show tonight?
I think it was amazing, absolutely amazing. It was more than I bargained for in a very positive way. I really like the way you both handled the show in terms of the questions. I really like the way, Cecil, in particular, you really led on. It was such a nice journey. So obviously where I started with, you know, where I grew up, and then you went into the primary, the infant, the primary, the secondary, the college, and then the different segments. I mean, it's my first time really listening to this show, and the first time obviously being a guest on the show, but it was absolutely amazing. I really enjoyed it. Thank you for having me, both of you. And I really like the conversation that led onto the dating side of things. I think you all did your homework amazingly. Like, you had me covered.
Well, it's not necessarily.
Has been
We
covered.
ask questions, and by virtue of asking questions, we listen to what the person has to say, and we
Yeah.
can almost understand where the person is going. So sometimes when the person is scared to say what they want to say, we ask the leading question. And the leading it's like how we ask you about your mother and bringing you to the river.
Yes.
I asked you a simple question: did your mother ever bring you to Live Canary? And you said yes. Did you bring your blue soap? We only had blue soap in those days, but you didn't understand the purpose of the blue soap.
So you learned.
I
You
know,
learned.
I know.
You know.
Well, Cecil, I must say, Grace, you're very interesting. I found you very fascinating. I must
Thank
tell you
you.
once again, I have to reinforce as an old-time teacher, your beauty, not only your beauty, but your intellect, your ease of communication with us and with your audience. And I must say, I did not go to sleep. I enjoyed just listening to you, and it was very fascinating. Let me wish you all the best. And when you do come again, we hope at some other point in time we'll have a conversation with you.
And it is so
Amazing.
good, and it is so good to know that you come from a Lakou where there were different families upbringing their children, and fathers in the same yard, bringing up their children with mothers, and how you all were able to relate with each other you happen to have been one of the families in the yard where your family had pipe-borne water and or
Yes.
running water, and you all were able to share that running water with your neighbors. That was good to understand your Lakou. It was also good to understand the rationale for your last beating from your mom. A lot of young people in those days, had their eye on some people, had some interest, but at the same time, the protection of the mother and the father, more so the mother, more so the mother. The father would tell the mother, and that's why I wish your father was alive at that time. But the father would tell the mother, I warn you about that child. So the father would not be the one beating the girl child, but the father would complain to the mother, and the mother would then be the one to scold that child. I like that part that you spoke about. I like the fact that you mentioned of the two cemeteries and how coward you were, especially having to deal with the guys, the Freemason guys and the free vehicles in the area and so on, and how coward you were when you heard certain things or certain stories. You gave us a nice journey, I'm afraid. And I could have sensed, that journey prepared you for who you are now.
Absolutely.
Going to primary school, and even in your mind today, maybe in your late 40s, early 50s, you are still of the belief that you went to convent high school.
I'm early 40s, sir. I just touched 40.
All right.
Excuse me.
Thank you for the correction. Early 40s. That you're still of the view that you are a student of the convent high school, and I'm sure that the convent high school students, if they're listening, they must be very proud of the things that you said about their school, and also to how you're able to build and to develop yourself. I think if many people have to talk about your story, the first thing they might talk about that you met your husband after 5 months you got married. That is a very telling story, where today, looking at your success story in your dating program, it would have been one of the programs in your life that would have allowed you to have this kind of dating program, and you could have an open mind. So I want to say to you, thank you so very much. To our viewers on Facebook and to our listeners on radio, and also those viewers on YouTube and DBS TV. I really want to say thank you to every one of you all. And Grace, you really grace our show with your presence, and you were another good guest, I must say, to our program. And yes, the day you asked me to be a guest on your program, I would be, to talk on the issue of love.
And whenever you find that you want to engage the brain, I will give you. I'm always a very busy man, but I will always give you a little time in terms of your program as it relates to dating and relationships, or relationships and dating.
But Brain, someone has given me a message for you.
What is that?
The person said, "Tell Brain, don't go on the G-spot looking for a young thing."
Well, I
counted the words.
Well, I will go that way and say, when I go to the ladies' G-spot, we'll talk about dating and relationships.
And someone said to you, Gracie, that before we conclude, the person said, "I would like to know what are the prices of your products."
Amazing. Can you please contact me on Gracie Walmax on Facebook, and we can have a conversation. I'm up, so we can have the conversation now. Thank you so much to all of you.
And another person
I
said,
will definitely reach out to both of you,
yes,
Cecil and Brain, to be individual guests on the G-Spot. I think it will be amazing.
I'll definitely be on the Grace G-Spot program. I will not be on the G-Spot. I'll be on the Grace G-Spot program to give you my side of G-Spot. Yeah. Thanks again, Grace.
Thanks again, Grace.
Thank you so much. Most appreciated. Yes. And also thank you to Derek, man, who reached out to me to be on this show, on this podcast.
Yes. That's my little brother.
Yes, appreciate it.
Thank you very much, and thank you for
And have a good
accepting.
evening.
Okay.
All the best.
Have a nice evening. God bless you, and all the best.
And
All right.
God bless.
then.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye. Well, we just on speaking to Grace Maxime. As you heard her said earlier on, that she's actually from Baffrood, and she being a person from the Baffrood community, gave her life story and how she was able to do certain things and to allow her to be who she is today. And I just want to say thank you so very much, Grace, for